Well, boys, last time, you guys, if you recall anything that happened, does anyone even know what happened last time?
I have notes.
Aren't we at...
What? You have notes?
We're at an elf town that has an aquatic place.
You are certainly at an elf town, and I definitely remembered that and didn't spend all of yesterday prepping the other town.
Yes.
But it's okay.
I go to Vegas.
I prepped. I was like, dude, today's gonna be so easy. Cobra's got a cold. We're just gonna do some RPing in Vegas, and we'll be done in a couple hours. And then 30 minutes ago, I was taking a shit, and I'm like, they're not in Vegas. Pulled out my phone and started reading again. But yeah, you guys have established the Ardent Crows. From the ashes of the Silver Ravens, the Ardent Crows have been reborn. And as part of that, your name has now spread throughout Kintargo and the surrounding regions, and people are knowing and learning of the plight of the citizens of Kintargo bucking underneath the yoke of Chelish oppression, and you guys have become relatively notorious. So much so that at the end of the last campaign arc, Barzillai Thrune himself addressed the Ardent Crows and the work they were doing in a very tongue-in-cheek thank you ceremony where he bequeathed you various magic items that I think you all got rid of one way or another. And it's now time to move on to the next phase of your rebellious operation, which is going to be acquiring support from abroad and ensuring that when the time comes to take the fight to Barzillai and all of Kintargo and that kitty, you guys are supported from abroad, and you're not going to have other people come in, and you're not going to get reinforcements and things like that. Barzillai's not going to get reinforcements. So you have three things you can do. You can touch base again with these aquatic elves that you rescued at the end of the last adventure, and go to their hometown and see if they may wish to join you. It seemed as if they might have need of you as well, as when you spoke to them originally, they told you of their plight and that their village is in dire straits, and they've been looking for heroes to come and help. And they implored you to come visit when they left at the end of the last campaign arc. The other two places, one is the city of Vyre, which is the city that kind of is part of Cheliax but has always done its own thing. They're more than likely interested in forming some sort of alliance with you. The hard part's going to be finding anyone to talk to in a position of leadership, as everyone in the city keeps their identity secret, as it is the City of Masks. And then the third thing is going to be going to the Menador Gap, which is this strategic location. It's a very defensible location, and you're going to acquire it through, quote, any means necessary, insert Tommy killing everyone with a scythe, to ensure that when you guys are battling for Kintargo, you can close down that mountain pass and prevent a bunch of land troops from getting to Kintargo swiftly, kind of cutting it off from Cheliax. So yeah, you guys have decided to go to the Elven Village first. You traveled overland rather than cashing one of your favors from Captain Sargaeta, and you have now come upon the Elven city of Acisazi. And this is an interesting place. As you approach, you can see down below. It's dog and cat just fighting in the background. Just playing. Put him out of the room real quick. Yeah, you're Muppet. Go on.
No, Muppet.
Go on, yeah.
Never did a bad thing in her life.
I'll pick you up.
Garm, when Mika gave me her cat, I saw your face just light up.
Dude, Garm. That kitty is 12 pounds, Garm. Jasper.
So big.
He's a big boy. He's a hefty.
He's a jaguar.
He's a hefty bag of cat shit.
Venus is only 11, and she's larger than him.
No, when I was gone last week for 4 days, we had someone else watching the cat and the dog, because Seishi and Trey were both gone as well. We're pretty sure that cat just ate Muppet's food every day. So we think that cat
Muppet,
ate.
Muppet lost weight, cat gained weight.
Yeah, we're pretty sure the cat just like ate 4 cups of dog food while we were gone. He's got like a huge fat pouch. He's like packing it away. But yeah, so like,
He's been eating kitten food for the last couple of days. He's put on a pound or two.
yeah,
Oh,
very rich, nutrient
this so
rich stuff.
good. I love kitties.
So, yeah, you guys have bushwhacked your way through some forested terrain, kind of an upland area, and you can see before you, down below, like a rather steep cliff side, like it's about 100-foot drop. This floodplain and a city that's been built on top of it. You see structures that are built primarily of driftwood and other like weather-beaten old wood. It doesn't look like any of it's really painted. It's just covered in lichen and moss and bits of kelp and flotsam and other things that have come up from the tide. There are a number of buildings that are built out on stilts or across boardwalks further out to the west. I think I shared this little map with you last time. But so all of the wooden structures that are over the water there, those are like at water level, and the tide will like lap across the base of those buildings. You can also see the tufts of some sort of aquatic plants growing just in the tide basin a little further out to sea. And, you know, the water might be 30 or 40 feet deep there, and you can still see like the tufts of plants growing up out of the water, as there's a giant seaweed farm to the west of town. You also see maybe a half dozen humanoids, mostly half-elves, wandering around, doing their thing, you know, enjoying city life. None of them look hardy. I would say all of them would have like a penalty to their strength score, or constitution would be a way to describe it. They all look like they are worse for wear, you know, kind of like dark bags under their eyes. They, you know, look like they haven't hit the gym in a while, not getting a lot of nutrients, that sort of thing. And yeah, I think where we left off was you guys were like up looking down over this area. But yeah, what would you like to do?
I, for one, can only imagine how great the baths are here. Maybe we find an inn. Maybe we find someone, we know the scouts that are here. We can probably start asking around for some of our people.
Yeah, as you kind of look for a means of ingress to like go down into this town that's about 100 feet below you, you see there's just sheer cliffs all the way around it. And this is like a little, almost like a sandbar that's like substantially lower than everything else. You can make a climb check to scale down. You can't really see from where you are a safe path down these steep slopes.
I'll try to climb down.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, so Tommy,
Oh god.
Tommy starts down, and what kind of armor are you wearing, Tommy?
Full plate.
Yeah, so his like one of his greaves on his right leg catches on some root sticking out of the side of this cliff face when he gets maybe 10 feet away from you guys, and he just goes. Tommy, you fall, and you take some amount of damage.
We're a level 7 party. We got this.
We can all fall down a cliff.
You take 37 points of damage as you fall 90 feet and crash into like the ground below.
Reasonable.
No, Tab.
Uh,
I'll go down
It makes a great deal of noise. And you hear a couple of like women, you know, women folk or like, you know, men folk will scream as they see like this. Someone will like be like, "Oh gods!" And then like Tommy hits the ground and like a handful of locals will like race over to Tommy. Oh my God, are you okay? As that is a lethal fall to just about anyone else.
I'll climb down.
Sure, give me a climb check. You are able to get there successfully. It will take you about a minute to get down this wall.
I just don't move. I play dead. Like, I'm just in so much pain.
Yeah.
Man.
So the
There's moving around me, you know.
It's kind of hard to tell. You landed face up. You did land face up. Evens your helmet. Do you have a helmet?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're face up. You're like just keeping your eyes closed though.
Yeah.
You feel a half dozen hands or so moving across your person. I imagine your scythe was sheathed, like it was just slung over your back or something.
Yeah, if anyone tries to grab anything, I'll pull out my sickle and...
Yes, they are all grabbing at you. All of them seem to be starting to, like, take off your armor. And saying things like, we have to get him to the healer. I can't carry him and all this. Take off his boots. And they'll, like, start, like, undoing the little, like, leather straps holding your armor onto your person. They seem very concerned for your safety.
Can I intimidate them to get away from me? Because I don't want to be...
Yeah, you can certainly open your eyes and talk to them.
Okay. Yeah. Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, we're the good guys.
They will all, like, scatter and, like, cry out in terror. And they'll move away from you. You'll see, like, this half dozen group of, like, bedraggled commoners. They look kind of interchangeable with commoners from any city you've been to, Tommy. You know, the poor unwashed masses, that kind of thing. Though these commoners are distinctly half-elves. You don't see any other race among them. They seem to be wearing commoner clothes, but they also have lots of seashells, like, braided into their hairs. They look very tan. Their hands, you can tell, are, like, calloused and raw. They have, like, baskets instead of bags that seem to be woven out of, like, sea stalks that they were carrying their possessions in. And they're all barefoot. And there's just, like, you know, hard-packed sand here is what you crashed into. They will scatter. And as you're, like, telling them to get the fuck back, you'll hear a more authoritative voice calling out from the city as someone is approaching. And they'll say, "Stay away from him! We don't know if they can be trusted." And you see a pretty impressive looking aquatic elf coming forward. You can tell he's an aquatic elf because he looks just like those aquatic elves that you encountered in the last book. He has a very lovely kind of like Fabio like hair, just like beautiful jet black, long, flowing hair. He seems very muscular. He's wearing like a nice blue tunic with like very bright green sleeves and like pants and a jerkin and things like that. And as he points over, you can see that he doesn't look emaciated. It doesn't look like he's hurting for food or anything. He seems to be doing quite well. And he's like, "Get away from him. We don't know if he can be trusted." There's another coming down the wall there, too. "You there, Outlander, state your business." And he'll point at you, Cobra.
I'll slowly stand up and like dust the sand off my armor. It says, "Hello, our negotiator is up on the mountain there. Do you happen to have a healing potion?"
Don't have anything for the likes of you. And he'll say a word in Elven. Do you speak Elven?
I do not.
He'll call you a Shemlin, and he'll spit on the ground next to your feet.
I'll call him a fuckface in Infernal. Does he speak Infernal?
He does not seem to recognize what you say.
Exactly. Okay, good.
But the message is clear both ways, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand it.
He doesn't seem to have any weapons for what it's worth. Just seems like he has his arms folded and he seems very put out that this is occurring.
I'm kind of in a bad mood since I just fell down a cliff. So
yeah.
This isn't how I normally act.
What do the two of you at the top of the cliff want to do?
I'll poke Sierra and say, how are we getting down there?
Now listen, unfortunately, I think my way down is very similar to Tommy's.
So we pray for nat 20s?
I think I'm just making a controlled fall.
Garm, why don't you roll me a d20. Let's see what you get on it. See how lucky you are. 11? Yeah, I'd say that's enough. You are like moments away from just kind of readying yourself for the fall when you hear a familiar voice. Naren, no, we know them. And racing up from the village proper, you see Ava, the female aquatic elf that you rescued previously.
Yeah, from down on the
She,
scum.
you know, so little flashback. You rescued them from the prison there where the scum were holding them. Thank you. And inside there, and you know, in the days afterwards, it was apparent that they hadn't been fed, that they were malnourished, things like that. They were, you know, you took care of them. They healed up and they like looked healthy, and like they hung out for a few days. You got to know them socially. You know, they joined the Ardent Crows and were going to help out in the waterways, things like that. And then they're like, I got to go back to town. You know, we'll touch base later. Come visit us, kind of thing. They seem to be in fairly like good health when they left, this person and like the other aquatic elves you dealt with. She now looks just like the villagers. You know, this was a woman who had like class levels and, you know, could kind of hold her own and was fighting scum and killing scum alongside you. And now it looks like, you know, probably like a wild dog would be a challenge for her. She does not look very healthy. And she runs up, kind of coughing a little bit. She's like, no, Naren, we know them. Those are our friends. These are the crows, the Ardent Crows. They've come to help. And he'll be like, don't trust them. She will call up to you before you take that step, and she'll be like, there's a path down this way. And she'll kind of motion for you to come like 50 feet west, and she'll show you a path that's basically impossible to find unless you know it's there. Navigating that path, the DC is like a 10 to get down, and you guys can just take your time and come down. I imagine that Buddy and Tommy will just be having a staring contest with this upset-looking elf named Naren, apparently.
I have a help potion on it. Is a.
Oh, you didn't take any falling damage.
I didn't, but I'll still give. I'll give Tommy a health potion because it'll save his life.
He's fine. He's awake.
Cure moderate wounds. Take it. Actually, no. Take cure light wounds. Those things are used.
We're just swimming in them. Okay, yeah, we'll make it down.
Yeah,
I'll like follow behind Sierra.
Sierra, when you get down there, Ava will be waiting for you, and now you can see like what I described earlier. She does not look well. None of these villagers look well, and she will like she'll like clasp her head. He looks to be holding up better than the others, but he has like bags under his eyes as well.
Okay.
But he just seems more hardy in general.
Ava is always a pleasure. I hope we are here with enough time to handle whatever.
She'll be like, yes, you must speak with the speaker. And she'll gesture down in town. And you will be able to see through the buildings, there seems to be like some giant fucking bones. Like from a colossal sized creature back behind those buildings. And she's like pointing in that direction. Like these bleach white bones. And she'll be like, she's the oldest and wisest of us. Her name is Athannah Quhurill. And she'll begin like telling you of the maladies of town and like what's been happening. And the man will cut her off and be like, you speak out of place. And he'll say some words to her in Elven. Does anyone speak Elven?
No.
Okay.
That's me.
Yeah?
I do.
Yeah, so he seems to be talking to her in a way that you guys wouldn't understand, as the first person he talked to didn't understand it. The subtitles will be, the fuck do you think you're doing? It is not your place to allow outsiders into town. I am the warden. I will determine if they can enter. And she's like, I'm sorry, I spoke out of turn. And then she'll say to you guys, like, Naren here is the guardian of the town. He is our warden. He will assess whether or not you are allowed entry. And she'll kind of step backwards from the conversation and wait to see what happens.
Warden Naren, it is an honor. I am Caerrat. I suppose they call me the demagogue of the Ardent Crows. I'm not much for titles, though. That being said, a few of your people have aided us in our quest, and I believe it is only right for us to return the favor for those that are a member of our family. I understand that you may not see us as a member of the family quite yet, but I do hope that one day, at least the crows can offer some aid.
Sure, make a sense motive check. All of you guys can.
Oh yeah, that's something I can do.
So he, like, furrows his brow as you're talking. And he's like, no, I do not trust you outsiders. Just because you helped Ava once does not mean that you should be allowed into our sacred lands. We have not let outsiders here for many a time. That is how it has always been, and that is how it shall remain. And he'll begin, like, reciting the history of the village and, like, how they've never let outsiders in and things like that. You think that he is speaking both to you and to the villagers, because it seemed like the villagers really wanted you to come inside. Like, they really wanted you to come and try to help whatever the fuck's going on. And he's like, nah, that's not going to happen. And here's the bullet point reasons why. You think that you could address those bullet points with a diplomacy check and try to, like, trick him into, like, being backed into a corner where he's forced to let you into town. Or you could try something else, but based off of the fact you were doing a diplomacy check, if you want to make a diplomacy check, that's what it would represent. Would be like you maneuvering the conversation to be like, yes, outsiders are never allowed in town. But of course, you know, we're already here, or like whatever it might be. So go ahead, you can give me a diplomacy check.
Yeah. We'll bullshit our way into we're a part of the town.
As you try to, like, maneuver your way into being allowed into the city. Yeah, you are able to, you listen very intently as he's talking about all the reasons why you shouldn't be here. And you're able to pick up on one of those threads. You, like, make a statement, he agrees to it, and then you make a second statement that he's forced to agree to. And then you're like, but if A and B, then of course C. And he's like, yes, he's like, man, yeah. He looks very upset, and he's like, you are allowed entry then. You may speak with the speaker, but I will not breathe the same air as a Shemlin unless I have to. And he'll again spit on the ground, and he'll walk off. And Ava will be like, I don't know why he's been so aggravated of late. But yes, come in, friends. And, like, the villagers seem very happy that you guys are being allowed into the town.
So what happened to all the food?
There has been... it has been dark days, Ava will say. As you walk through town, she'll point out some things. Can you see the bullet points on the map that I linked, or the A's there? Like, yeah. A1 too? Okay. So A1 is the path that she shows you to come down safely. That seems to be the only path up to the Highland that's safe. A2, she points, and there's, like, a structure up there. That is the Warden's Perch. You see that's where he's walking off to, very upset. That's, like, his house. A4, in the center of town, that is the long-dead carcass of a giant whale that has rotted away, and there's just the bones. And inside using the bones kind of as tree trunks, they've strewn canvas across them and bits of flotsam, and that is effectively a giant longhouse, like a Viking longhouse, and that's where the speaker lives, the de facto mayor of the town. A3 is a large warehouse She tells you that's where they store their food. It's like their silo. And then A5 are like the kelp fields, the seaweed farms. She tells you that the speaker has more details, but she tells you, the village of Asai has long been a quiet place, an insular place. Though we are part of the nation you call Cheliax, we do not pay taxes. We do not participate in that way. We keep to ourselves and we are not disturbed. The village is hard to find, and the waters around it are treacherous. Boats avoid us, as do most of your kind. This was originally an aquatic elf settlement, my people. But as outsiders came, or were brought here by those met on travels, half-elves grew. And now there is a thriving community of half-elves and aquatic elves living in harmony. She points out a house that's built directly on the water. I think Seishi seed, so I'm just going to keep talking about random shit. She points to a house that's like built directly on the water. And you can see the foundation of it is like made of stones, and you can see it through the clear water. And she's like, we have homes where families of aquatic elves and half-elves live together. The easy access to the water allows the aquatic elves to spend their time outside, and then they can come together for meals or to rest and reconnoiter. But there is also a darkness that has always been out there, and she points out in the water. Our village was built in the outskirts of a dark place. We call it the Drowned Eye. You guys can make knowledge geography checks about the Drowned Eye. Welcome back, Seishi. You didn't miss anything.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, my screen went black for no reason.
Nah, she just tells you guys that like it's a very small, simple village. Aquatic elves and half elves live here together, and there's this darkness out in the water called the Drowned Eye. Does anyone have knowledge geography? Okay, you haven't. Oh, then Tommy might have heard of it.
I don't.
Okay, none of you have heard of this before. As you don't seem to pick up on it, she'll be like, sailors would know of it. So you would have heard about it from Captain Sargaeta if he came. About 4 miles west of here, there is a black pit. It's like a weird spot where the seafloor drops like an extra 300 feet plus into inky blackness. And on like a clear day, it looks like kind of just a dark spot in the water on the ocean. She says that it is a place of great evil. Our elders have always told us this, and generations ago, my ancestors built protections around it, and the original residents here were guardians of this place to prevent evil from spreading. We have been ill of late. She like coughs a little bit, and she gestures at like some people on the side of the street that just look like super emaciated. And she's like, food we cannot keep down. Drink does not sate our thirst. And every passing week we grow weaker. When I left, I had the weakness with me, but just being away from here for an amount of time, it passed. Now that I've returned, it has come back twofold. It is good that you came here as abruptly as you did. I don't know how much longer we could have held on. And she'll like lead you into the speaker's tent, and you'll see that there is a venerable aquatic elf, like a very old elven woman, lying kind of like in the Odin sleep from the Marvel movies, in like a bed being attended to by like 4 little like lower tier like handmaidens that are like, they have like a basin of water and like a little rag, and they're like beating her forehead, or like she's bundled in furs and they're tending to her. This is the speaker, Athannah Quhurill, and she is dying. And she will lead you to the speaker, and she has a picture. Doop 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 doop. Let's see here. Story. Da 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 da. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to them speakers. Meeting the speaker, perfect. This is what she looks like. You see, she has like a beautiful seashell necklace. She's got like bits of seaweed and stuff woven into her hair, and she is lying there kind of like with her eyes closed, just like quivering in the cold. And as Ava calls out, speaker, the crows, the ones I spoke of, the heroes of Kintargo have come to help. Her eyes will open and she'll be like, good. Bring them closer so I can see. And you guys will be like led up right next to her. These are the crows that I have heard so much about.
Greetings, speaker. It is an honor.
You'll forgive me if I don't get up.
I'm sure I'll find it in me to understand.
Well, I was saving the last of my strength in the hopes that someone would come to free us from this poison. I'm glad that you have come, so that maybe I can see my village freed from this evil before I pass to Gozra.
Anything you can tell us would be a help.
Yes. I'm sure Ava has told you of the drowned eye. But what you may not know is that it is a place of great evil. Our ancestors knew this. They tried to contain it, but they were not powerful enough to stop it entirely. They placed a series of wards around it to prevent the evil from spreading. I know that these wards have failed, but they have stood the test of time for centuries. Someone must have done something to them, corrupted them, broken them. I do not know. But in the last month alone, twice have we been plagued by horrors from the sea. The living dead rising out, attacking us, kidnapping some of my people, taking them back into the waters. We do not go to the kelp fields. We do not tread into the deep water for fear that they will come back and claim more of us. Our food supply has grown short. A sickness plagues us. Even our healthy children are weak and infirmed. We do not have long. I do not know what you must do, but you must do it quickly.
We'll take an investigation to the kelp fields and see what we can find from there. I have a feeling that our plights are very connected, and I apologize.
Yeah, she'll be like, before you go, when Alo returned, she told me of your heroism in freeing my people from the prison of those dastardly scum. Bring the gifts, Like, one of the handmaidens will go off and, like, come back with, like, a beautiful silken pillow. And on top of it will be a ring. She'll be like, this is one of the relics of our people. It will enable you to breathe and traverse the waters as we do. And she'll, like, put it in your hand. And this, the spear of Athannah. And she'll motion, and they'll bring forward, like, a fucking trident. And they'll hand it to, I don't know, Tommy. They'll just give you this fucking trident. It's a powerful weapon. Our people used it in the past in our ancient battle for freedom against the Aboleths. But yeah, mechanically, you'll be given a... I don't know where they at. You get a ring of swimming and a +1 merciful trident. Yep. Also, these. I used the last of my strength to make these, and they will present you with a chest that has 8 potions of water breathing. Use them well.
Awesome.
Oh, we'll chug them.
She mechanically also is a druid, so if you guys want to like wait a day before you start investigating, she can prepare druid spells of your choice. She is a level 5 druid, so she can prepare 3rd level spells or lower. Like if you guys want castings, a touch of the sea and stuff like that, that'll last longer.
We need like
She'll
freedom
prepare.
movement, too.
She doesn't have that, but she'll prepare any druid spells you would like, Garm.
Okay.
You can like talk with her about what you'll need.
We don't need to buy scrolls before we go to the water level, Anthony. We don't need to do that, Anthony.
I thought someone here would be able to cast it on us. I'm sorry.
I thought we had a spellcaster in our party. I guess not.
Not those spells. But yeah, what would you guys like to do? After talking with you, she'll of course talk with you to like prepare spells, but aside from that, she'll be like, speak with me again if you need. And she'll like close her eyes and kind of like lie back, and one of the handmaids will be like, that was a lot for her. Perhaps you should come back later. She needs some time.
Can I like identify what's wrong with her?
Sure, you can make a heal check.
Woo!
She has a malaise. Mechanically, she has some sort of illness that you've never seen before. It seems to have reduced her constitution and strength score.
Does it look like damage or drain?
It looks like damage,
Oh,
but
sure,
it doesn't look like it's healing.
What happens when I tap her with a wand of Lesser Restoration?
It seems to restore some of the lost ability damage.
Okay, I'll tap her like 3 times with the wand.
Yeah, she like perks up a bit and she's like, I think you've bought us some time. I'm feeling a little more robust. And she'll like lean up and kind of like stretch. She's still like an ancient elf though.
Oh, yeah. I can't necessarily fix everyone within the town, but if you have a few people,
she'll be
you
like,
can prepare some spells.
She'll kind
for
of
us.
nod and
I'll
she'll be
prepare
like,
some for
yes, Lesser Restoration. I have been using it to keep Ava and some of the others strong enough to defend us if the Draugr return. But it comes back. It never leaves. This illness, it haunts us almost.
It'll at least buy us some time.
Yeah.
Out of character, is this like Chilaxian AIDS?
That's kind of what I'm leaning towards.
Well,
I'm thinking that Cheliax knew that this place had some evil here, so they didn't really care if the elves were paying taxes, because they were, like, keeping it in check. And so now that they're, like, starting to make moves against us, they're, like, fucking with everything around us. So they've released some big bad evil thing from the water around here, and they're, now accidentally poisoning the elves because they don't give a shit. That's my theory. That's just a game theory.
do you guys like mention this around like Ava or anyone, or are you just like mentioning it by yourselves?
I would mention it around anyone that was in the crows.
So
If it
Ava,
was just-
because she's in the crows.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
If
like
it's just crows folks, then yes.
yeah, I mean, she'll take you to her home, so you guys have like a place that you can like quietly prepare. She'll lead you to like a rather humble structure. She'll be like, my family and I live here, and she'll open the door, and you will see another aquatic elf that's about her age. That's another female, and they seem to have a couple of kids. And she'll be like, this is my wife and my children. You're welcome to use our home. You see that half of the floor here is just water. It like opens into the sea. And they have like a small hearth and things like that. Looks like all of them are aquatic elves, but this house is still built in like the 2-dimensional style. But like the kids are like playing in the water and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys mention it when you're kind of in this more secluded area with her, she'll be like, I do not doubt the evils that your human nation has brought to the world and the atrocities that I'm sure they've committed. But the people of Asai, we are very insular. I'm sure that your queen, Abigail II, has known of us for a long time. This is not an advantageous location. If they were to have released something or done something in those treacherous waters, they would have been putting their own lives in peril. She'll pull out a map and she'll show you kind of like where you are. The reason why this place is avoided by just about everyone isn't even the super evil, like, ominous dark spot in the water. It's the fact that for like miles up and down the coast around here, there's horrible reefs and like storms and eddies and shit like that. Every ship captain just avoids this whole section of the map and goes around it.
More because it's just impassable.
It's like impassable, so like this is basically like impassable water, cursed water. Sailors don't want to sail. Like mechanically, if you wanted the captain to sail you here, he would have sailed you to like 5 miles away, and if you wanted him to come closer, it would have cost a second favor because that's how much he doesn't want to be here. It's 2 favors to get him to come all the way here. So like ship captains and stuff avoid this place. Like dozens of ships have like wrecked in the Drowned Eye or like any of the reefs around it. So it's like not a strategic location. It's not a valuable location for any reason.
Okay.
So they're kind of allowed to be here because otherwise it's just like monsters and shit living here. Because like no one would want to live here.
So do you have any idea of what's in the Drowned Eye? Like,
she'll like shake her head and be like, no. We steer clear. It's miles out at sea. It's like 4 miles away. They don't go that far out ever.
okay.
The only one who would probably have been the warden. He may know more. And the elder, she may have been told things from the previous elder.
I'd assume, but
And that's how she knew it. That's how, like, I didn't know about the wards or anything. So like the elder knew all of those things.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your home with us.
Of course.
You nerds have any ideas? Any theories, game theories?
The wife will come up as you're like exchanging
theories.
pleasantries. The wife will come up and she'll present you with like a freshly baked loaf of bread. She'll be like, thank you for like saving my love and like making our family whole again. She'll like give you
for
like
a loaf of bread? Absolutely worth it.
She looks very sad that it's like all she can give you.
Oh, I happily accept it.
Yeah.
I'll split it off and share a piece with Tommy.
Yeah.
We'll treat it like gold.
Yeah.
Fresh baked bread.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty fucking good. It tastes unlike any bread you've had before, and it's because it's been made with seeds milled from seaweed. So it's very unique.
So if you put like... Question. If you put a McFish sandwich, a fish sandwich on that bread, is that sushi?
Probably. These guys consist... You can, like, look over what's in the kitchen here and, like, what you've seen other people eating or collecting as food. They consist primarily off of, like, seagulls that they might shoot down, fish, and, like, seaweed are, like, their 3 primary sources of food.
Sushi is uncooked. A McFish is cooked.
Well, okay, so what if it's frozen? What if it's a frozen McFish?
Just shut the fuck up. No.
A frozen McFish is also still cooked.
Okay, so at what point of the McFish does it make sushi?
No.
Before it's processed into a McFish.
I mean, so you could take uncooked fish and you could bread it, I guess.
Oh yeah, deep fry it.
Yeah.
God
This is a
damn it.
dense question.
These are hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Well, we have underwater level. I have plenty of charges of positive energy. See how it
I
goes?
need like life bubble or something, right? So that my gun actually works. Wasn't that what it was?
Definitely was the spell you wanted.
Do you guys not have those scrolls?
Oh no!
Some dipshit in the party said there's probably someone here that can cast it on us.
Do you guys want to expend one of your favors to have access to those things?
They send like a little merchant over, like a little rowboat.
I mean, you guys have these.
Well,
Yeah, you could certainly use your favor even though the person's not here, because you
Life
have
Bubble
the
is a
silver
fourth
crows
level druid spell.
that you got in the first thing that you can send off. Exactly, Garm. So you can like send a message saying, "Hey, we need the ability to get some of these spells cast. There's not a vendor here, basically."
Can I just?
Did you say the druid was level 5 or could cast?
She's level 5, so she can do third level or lower spells.
She's one off.
There was a spell she could cast for us.
There's one that gives you a swim speed. She can do that, and I think she can do water breathing, are the two she can do.
Okay.
I have a Wand of Touch of the Sea, so I can do swim speed. We have 8 potions of water breathing. We're good on that. We need the freedom of movement and life.
Life bubble.
Yeah. So would you like to send a crow off?
Yeah.
It's like we're calling it a favor.
Yeah.
And
So what do you say exactly? Just like looking for the ability to get these spells cast?
What did this say? This is our first use of the crow.
You can do 25 words or less. It's just like a message.
25 words.
It's
Okay.
like casting message.
Should we have
Please.
YDS MD or KYS.
Bold, proclamative, very expletive. I appreciate what you've done here, Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I don't think we're going with that one.
But the four
Please please burn a favor with Sargaeta to get 4 scrolls of freedom of movement, 2 life bubble, take from coffer.
Yeah, so you want to like buy them or whatever?
Yeah.
Sure. You'll send the crow off. It'll take like probably a few hours to reach its destination. So you're expecting 4 hours to fly there, maybe 4 hours to fly back. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't know how fast it travels. Let's say 5 hours. So you think it's gonna take 5 hours to get there, 5 hours to get back. You sail it there. 5 hours have gone by. 10 minutes later, there will be a knock on the door.
Fantastic. We'll be enjoying this bread.
Yeah, you guys are hanging out with the kids, they're playing some game, maybe they're telling a story or something. The 2 kids are enamored of you, maybe they've clambered all over Buddy and they're using him like a jungle gym, shit like that. Sezzix has disassembled his rifle and he's putting it back together and shit like that. Yeah, there's a polite
squeaky doorknob or something.
A polite knock on the door. Oh, it's a kitty.
Is that both of them?
Yeah, they're playing.
Yes.
They playing. But yeah, there's a little on the door. And they'll kind of the elven women will look at each other and Ava will go over kind of quizzically and open the door. It will open in such the way that the door blocks your guys' view, so you have no idea who she's talking to, and she'll be like, "Oh, yes," and she'll kind of close it a little bit, it's for you, and she'll step to the side.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hello?
Yeah. You'll open the door. You see a gentleman standing there. He stands about 6'6", rather tall. He's wearing a very fine hat. It's got a brim that goes all the way around. It's a nice dark brown with a little strip across it. And he's wearing a pretty nice suit. It does not look like he clambered down 100 foot of rock and sand recently. And as he looks up to you, you can easily tell that this man is a tiefling. And he's like, "Greetings. I understand you're in the need to purchase some scrolls."
It would be my pleasure.
He'll like take his hat off and like hold it to his chest, and you see he's got like a nice little pair of horns and like slicked back hair that like obviously has some sort of product in it. He's got like a very precisely cut mustache and goatee, and he's like, "Oh, but of course, ma'am, may I come in?" And she's like, "Yeah, but of course." He's like, "Oh, thank you so much." He'll pick up a small briefcase, like a traveling salesman leather clutch that he had off to the side. And he will step into the room. Hello.
Traveling merchant.
A pleasure. And he'll like set it down on the table across from where Seishi like has his whole gun set up there. And he's like, yes. Now, what are you in the market for?
4 scrolls of freedom of movement. 2 of life bubble.
I'm so sorry. As you like begin saying this, he'll like gesture with a hand, and as he does, a piece of parchment that was either invisible or not there before will just kind of appear out of the air, as will a quill, and as you talk, it will write down everything you're saying. Please continue.
That was it. Thank you.
Oh, very good. He will, undo the combination lock on his briefcase and open it up, and he will take the piece of parchment and he will hand it to someone inside the briefcase. As you'll see like a small hand that's like maybe the size of a toddler's hand, but it's completely covered in fur with like pads, like basically like a monkey's hand will like grab the piece of parchment and like take it inside the briefcase. And then he'll like just kind of sit there for a minute. He's like, "My associate's retrieving your items." And he kind of like looks around the house like, "So, how's adventuring going? You all seem to be fairly experienced. What, like level 7? Not bad."
Yes. Actually doing well. Actually getting a pretty good foothold started. I actually got a small bonus for having a stronghold this level. It's nice.
Oh, leadership. Very nice. You're gonna go places. Yeah. I did the adventuring thing for a while. It's just not really cut out for it. Really complicated.
Very.
The lines between good and evil really blur, and you make some decisions that, well, he'll kind of like run his hand through his hair. You wind up regretting for the rest of your immortal soul, if you know what I'm talking about. Here we go. And he'll reach into the briefcase and he'll pull out like a bundle of scrolls and he'll set them down. And he'll take the piece of parchment. It seems to have a gold total amount on it, and he'll slide it over. It'll be the exact cost of the items. And he'll be like, "I believe everything's in order. How would you like to pay?"
Everyone toss 1,050 gold on the table.
1,050.
Babe, will you cover me?
Are you poor, girl?
Nah, I got.
I have to do math.
Once all the gold has been piled onto the table, he'll kind of give it an appraising look with his eyes, and he'll be like, everything seems to be in order. He'll wave his hand over the pile, and it'll just all disappear, kind of like when you like do this action and like your face changes. He just does that with the gold, and it's just gone when his hand moves across it. He's like, well, it's been a pleasure. He'll close his briefcase and like latch it closed. Take his hat and be like, "Ma'am, thank you for your hospitality. You folks have a fine afternoon."
Hypothetically, if I need to summon you again.
Summon is such a boorish word for what I do. Captain Sargaeta knows how to get a hold of me.
That's fair.
He'll step outside into like the afternoon sun, and he'll kind of like adjust his hat looking off into it and be like, He'll like look to the right and be like, "Very good." He'll take a step forward. You'll see like a portal open to another plane that seems to be full of fire. It has like houses made of metal and bronze. There's all sorts of fantastical creatures like walking around, and it's like a trade bazaar. And as he walks through, you see like his tiefling tail like comes out of his pants there. He kind of gets back into being more of a tiefling and less of a salesman. as he steps through the portal, and he'll like give a wave and call out to someone in Abyssal. Or sorry, in Infernal, because you speak that, right, Tommy? I believe you speak Infernal. I think that was like Tommy's one weird language.
Yeah.
But yeah, he calls out to someone. He's like, "Hey, how's it going? Ooh, that's a nice batch of them." And he'll like walk off to the side, and the portal will close.
Oh, but it's offensive when I say to summon him.
He's not summoned, he's called. He's also not an outsider, he's a tiefling. He's just my generic vendor that you guys encountered at the end of Tyrant's Grasp. It's just the same vendor I always have. It's just like a level 20 retired tiefling who used to be an adventurer and instead sells stuff. And he has his monkey animal companion.
Is it based off an actual character you built?
No, like when we were playing Pathfinder Society a long time ago, someone, it wasn't even me, just like came up with this idea of like a tiefling selling stuff. And it's just now like one of our go-to merchants.
Nice.
But yeah, you get the scrolls, paying a fair market price for them. What would you guys like to do? I'd say it's probably like late afternoon, because you guys got to the town in the morning, talked with the speaker, kind of walked around, and then waited about 5 hours. So it's like 6 maybe.
We should rest so I can get fully healed.
Yeah, I'll show you some attention.
Yeah. If
We'll
you guys
take
would
the
like
night
to rest, you're welcome to do so. You got this building here, you know, that they'll put up cots for you or whatever, and you can stay here. Or if you'd like to, there's definitely room like in the speakers hall. It's like a much bigger space, but there's like a lot of other elves sleeping there as well.
I think we need our privacy. Hit wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So you can give me
Alrighty, team.
Sure, the
That-
4 of you can sleep on the floor of the downstairs here, while they will sleep like on their beds on the second story.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right, team. Let's have a conversation. Time to prepare some spells. Do you all have bonuses to your strength enhancement bonuses?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have bonuses to your constitution?
Yes.
You have both?
No.
I have.
Are you talking to just them or me too?
You Dex. I assume you have Dex.
Oh yeah, I have a dex belt.
So
Okay,
I have a belt of con.
Okay, so you don't have strength.
I don't have strength.
Okay,
I
so
just
can't-
have a bunch of strength.
Yeah, okay, so I'll keep a bull strength for you.
Wait, bull strength and the belt don't go together?
You only take the higher of enhancement bonuses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the belt is basically a permanent bull strength, is how you can think of it.
Okay.
So you could either have the belt and not have to worry about it, or Garm can cast the spell on you periodically. The belt is certainly better, but it's very expensive.
Yeah, I already have the plus 2 belt.
So, like, if I want to, I can give you a +1 to hit and damage for a couple minutes. But it's more effective for me to put it on Buddy, who would get a
Yeah.
+2 to hit and damage.
Yep.
Is there any... Can everyone see in darkness?
I think I have low light vision.
I'm a human. I just have regular vision.
Oh, hello there, Garm.
What in the absolute fuck
This
is
is
that?
the back of my cinnamon toast
Jesus
crunch.
Christ,
I just saw
I
it.
hate it.
I just saw it sitting over
I
here.
hate it.
Oh, hi there, guys. Looks like that natural 20 confirms.
Anytime we roll a natural
Just
20,
pull it out anytime I'm gonna fucking kill someone. I'd be like, I gotta pull out the box. Sorry, Garm. Just gotta pull out the box.
You just beat me to death with the box.
Uh-huh. Seishi's
think
wearing
we-
a dragon hood.
The way for me to give you guys dark
Oh, it's got
vision
pods too.
is Blessing of the Mole.
Blessing of the Mole. Fantastic. Sounds like a solid spell.
So I have a question, and it might be stupid.
I appreciate those.
Probably.
Can you trip someone underwater?
No.
But wouldn't they be disoriented if they were suddenly upside down?
No.
Okay.
Same logic as flying, I guess.
Okay. Can I grapple someone in the water
Yeah, why not?
and sink them to the bottom?
And if you can hold your breath longer than they can, then
Okay.
Mechanically, being underwater is treated the same as flying, so you're just immune to the tripped condition. But yeah, Cobra, you could certainly grapple someone and drag them to the bottom. That said, anything you fight underwater probably lives down here. And you don't. So it might be, I grapple you and drag you to the bottom. Thanks for giving me the idea.
I mean, if you want to bring your creatures close enough for me to one-shot them, I welcome it.
Pretty sure you guys are about to swim 4 miles out to sea.
Yeah.
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 This aquatic level's much worse than the last one, huh?
Can we take a boat so we could use all our scrolls and everything right before we jump in?
Oh, we just swim on the surface, and I tap you guys with a wand of Touch of the Sea, and then when we get there, we use all the spells, and then dive down really quick and murder everything.
Sure. Yeah. It would take you a long time. I don't know if, for what's worth, I don't know if Tommy can swim that long in full plate.
Maybe we do get a raft.
To be fair, that one lady swam from Cuba to the United States. I'm pretty sure my adventurer could swim that far.
You are wearing like 50 pounds of armor.
She didn't have a strength score of 21.
That's an
Fair,
argument.
you are basically like Conan on steroids. So I think Conan had a strength of 17.
What's your encumbrance weights, Tommy?
I have no idea.
In inventory, bottom left.
No, there's like also like if you're wearing a class of armor, like medium or heavy, there's like rules for overland travel and like you get fatigued faster. I think I'd say it's probably like you could swim out there and like not be penalized, but like when you get back to town, you're probably fucking fatigued from like swimming for 8 miles in full plate. I don't know. It seems like a lot of fucking armor.
Yeah.
That said, there are boats here. They are like little 2-person fishing rafts. And for the most part, they're not super good. And they're not seaworthy because they only use them for like the half-elves. And the half-elves don't really go that far out into water because the aquatic elves just swim underwater. So you could like go out on one of these things and mechanically like just travel for 4 miles out to this place called the Drowning Eye, and then you could cast all your spells like Tommy's suggesting, and you could all go down. So you could totally borrow one of those if you wanted.
and let the boat just flow away.
Yeah, it would definitely float away because it's like the open waters. I mean, you're not gonna be able to anchor it anyway.
Yeah. I guess getting a boat to save everyone.
If only you had that robe of useful items, huh, Garm?
Yeah, that would have been useful. Can we have thought about this in the 5 hours before so we can buy a swan token?
Oh, yeah, did you want to buy more stuff from him?
Yeah, can we just buy a swan
Oh, yeah, the pile will also include you just wanted one?
2 would probably be smart.
Yeah.
We'll get 4. I see this going poorly.
Yeah, I mean, however many you want, he's able to get whatever items you require.
Fantastic news.
Also, he'll be like, I'm also a licensed real estate broker if you're ever looking to buy any properties.
What about a non-licensed massage therapist?
He tells you, I could probably find someone that would touch you, but I don't think it would be in the way you'd like. We don't travel in the same circles, if you catch my drift.
This full plate.
Desmond.
This full plate, though, you know it's heavy. My muscles ache.
Tommy.
Searat's
All right.
been neglectful lately.
I'm over here buying swan tokens. I'm doing it for us, babe.
Carry on.
Someone's got to bring up the money.
So yeah, you acquire some swan tokens. You get all these spells. You gonna rest up, head out the next day.
Do we want to? I kind of want to. They said they weren't doing the seaweed farms because there were a bunch of undead there. Do we want to go fuck around there first?
They said that they haven't gone back to the seaweed farms because in the last month they were attacked twice.
Oh, okay. So it's not that they're currently there. It's
No, like basically a bunch of zombies came, attacked the town, killed some people, and abducted some other people.
Okay, and then took them presumably back to...
Yeah, and then it happened again, so they've just stopped going into the deep water.
Okay, yeah, sick. Let's run it.
So like you can pass by the seaweed farms on the way out of town, just so you can get like some descriptive text on them. The bulk of the vegetable diet for the village here comes from these submerged seaweed farms. It's pretty obvious that these farms have been unattended for a while and have been left to grow a little wild. But yeah, I mean, there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 football fields worth of seaweed farms here. Like it's a good amount of stuff. And there's no intending to it, but you see like some underwater buildings and stuff like that interspersed along here, probably like tool sheds, the equivalent thereof, for tending to all this stuff. But yeah, you guys can totally sail past that. None of the, like, Ava is not going to come with you. She's like, well, best of luck. I hope that you've got all you need.
I appreciate
Since you did not ask the druid to prep anything when you guys are like getting ready to head out, you'll recognize one of the handmaidens from like the druid's entourage will come up to you guys when you're on the shore and be like, Athannah says if you wish she'll cast a couple of spells on you before you leave. Whatever she could do to help, she'd love to. She is feeling better after you treated her, but she's already started falling ill again.
What caster level is she?
She is level 5. She has prepped spells of her own since you guys didn't tell her to prep anything.
Oh, damn it. We should have got Barkskin.
That is what she prepped.
Ooh.
Why would she prep anything else? So if you guys stop by there, she has prepped it in her 3rd and 2nd level slots. Each one of you will have Barkskin.
Big.
So you guys all get +2 natural armor. It will not stack with your amulet, Austin, so you just get 1 more AC. But it will last for almost an hour, so easily enough time for you guys to row out there and then start exploring.
Okay.
Yeah, as you come in, you see that she is sitting upright, and she's chatting with the handmaidens, and she's like, so then, in walks the biggest aquatic elf I'd ever seen. Broad shoulders, pecs all the way down. Oh, hello! Yes, come right up.
Oh, please don't stop that story.
I was just talking about my 2nd husband. The things he could do. Barkskin. Barkskin. She'll cast the spells on you guys. And then as you're leaving, she'll be like, like I tell you, it's like a jackhammer, ladies. And they'll all like giggle or whatever as you guys head out to sea.
Can I be catty with her for a few minutes?
Yeah, you can certainly chat with her.
Okay.
It seems like she lived a pretty interesting life. She's like hundreds of years old.
We're gonna.
And she's like, I've had
level of a man.
I've had elven lovers, human lovers, half elf once. Never did anything with a halfling though, but I always thought they'd be fun.
What about an Aasimar?
Oh, heavenly! But we didn't get much of them around here. I think you're the first I've seen in town, actually.
Thank you.
Well, from one girl to another, Aasimar is where it's at, girl.
Well, it's important to me that anyone I spent time with revered nature in the same way I did. That way I knew they were into the kinky shit.
Vines, am I right?
Try not bathing for 2 weeks and smelling nothing but your lover's stench. Nothing more arousing.
It's their scent.
She's like a fucking dirty old hippie. She's a level 5 druid.
Oh my gosh.
She grabs a couple of like psilocybin mushrooms and starts eating them. No, you guys can head out. They promote
I'm gonna grab
growth
some water.
and prevent Alzheimer's. And she starts tripping balls, taking this like sweet old lady and just made her like a fucking Woodstock. All right, so you guys can row out into the open water. I don't know if Garm has his headset on or not.
He
What?
took it off.
Okay. You guys can row out into the open waters. Nothing accosts you as you do so. It's 4 miles. I'll say it probably takes you like 20 minutes to get out there. Like 5-minute mile on a boat, probably. It's just
How much
like,
would a fishing reel cost in this?
you just want like a fishing pole? You can just have grabbed one. There's like a bunch of them
Okay.
in town. Like,
I'll-
the kids have fishing poles. Like,
Yeah,
you
I'll
can-
just fish while we're on our way there,
Sure.
so we can be well fed.
Give me a survival check.
Ooh, I have survival.
Yeah, let's see if you catch anything. You're only fishing for like 20 minutes, so it's gonna be... No, you do not
Ooh.
catch anything.
Damn. Just like
Yeah.
real life, I suck at fishing.
So you fish for like... As you guys are rowing out, Cobra, you fish for like 20 minutes. You don't catch anything. By the time you like start approaching the drowning eye, you like pull the reel and the rod out of the water, or you pull the line out of the water. It didn't have a hook on it. Casual things.
Oof.
You rolled a natural
Yeah.
one, like
I
it wasn't
know,
gonna
I
happen.
know.
You can see this as you approach it before you're there. It's a rather clear day. You're going in the early before noon times. You can see that the nice kind of like blues of the water with occasional crestings of white because there's reefs all around you. So like the water will crest as it hits these shallows that would, destroy ships. So there's like a nice, if you're Bob Ross, right, you're painting with your whites, your blues. Those are the colors you're using here. Maybe like some nice lighter colors for clouds, things like that. You would not be using black. Like that's not in your palette. But up ahead, there
My hat
is
selections.
a pretty wide darkness. It seems to stretch out for about let me see here. It looks like maybe I have a map of it. I think I have a map. It's like 100 feet on a side, and you see more or less like a circle in the water. And it looks almost, it's kind of like a little oval-shaped circle. It looks almost like an eye, which is why you can get the name the Drowning Eye. So I'll say you guys are maybe 50 feet away from this. Like you're 50 feet away from where the water changes color, and you're rowing up to it. What would you guys like to do?
Alrighty, team. Who does not have a ring of protection?
I don't think I do.
I have one.
I don't see any rings.
There also is a ring of swimming that you guys were given. Oh, I should have probably given that stuff to you in this game.
I have a ring of protection +2.
Okay. Buddy, do you?
I have ring of protection +2 also.
Okay, sick. Sezzix, you do not?
Correct.
Alright. I don't either. So I'll be honest, I'm gonna tap myself with it.
What's your AC? Or no, I mean, where does it go in AC?
Deflection bonus.
Okay.
It gives me a +3, so I go from a 14 to a 17. That seems reasonable, you know?
I'd go from a 24 to a 27.
Yeah, I'll be taking that. I mean, if I'm always gonna get hit, what's the point, you know?
Do you have a
I mean,
higher
it's up
AC
to you.
than me? The fuck?
I'm dex based. So I get a lot from armor.
Well, I'm trying to load magic items, but I think I might have crashed my program. We'll see. There we go. There's just a lot.
Mine actually might be two. I need to double check some.
I'm gonna hit myself.
Ah, here we go.
Stay alive.
Okay, so ring of swimming into party sheet. Let me toss this to you, and then one of you guys can use it.
So, buddy, you have a bull strength. I'll extend that. You'll have 12 minutes of +4 strength. I'll extend a bear's endurance on Tommy. You'll have +4 to con for 12 minutes.
How does a plus con work?
You gain 2 hit points per level plus 2 to your fortitude
Oh,
save.
and it is a +1 merciful trident, is what that trident is.
I'm going to hold on to that till I learn how to use it.
So I have
That-
I think it's a simple weapon.
It's a martial weapon,
Is it?
unfortunately.
Because
Yeah, for some reason.
maybe they knew how to use it because they worship Gozer and it's the favored weapon of him. But yeah.
So I should have 4 additional hit points then.
2 additional
per
hit points per level.
So 14.
Yeah, whatever your level is times 2
Oh.
for every +2 con that you get.
Nice.
I do this
That-
quite often.
It still says you had 4 con damage too on your thing, Tommy. Is that
No,
erroneous?
it's -4.
Oh, I see. You've increased it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And I will extend a blessing of the mole.
Cool. So, Sezzix has what spells on him? Blessing of the Mole?
Blessing of the mole, life,
Life
bubble.
bubble. And I think that's it for me.
That's caster
Yeah.
level 5, and then Life Bubble is caster level 7. Is it a 4th level
7
spell?
and 6.
Your caster level 6, Garm?
I'm casting level 6, yes.
Okay. And then Searat has what?
Shield of Faith, and Blessing of the Mole, Life Bubble. Buddy has...
Is that the same Life Bubble on everyone? It's just
Yeah,
divided?
it's-
Okay, sounds good. So if I dispel
Sorry.
one, it dispels all of them. I don't think that's how it works.
Creatures touched 1 per level.
Okay, Buddy.
You could dispel on individuals.
Yeah, so you have Shield of Faith, Blessing of the Mole, Life Bubble. Buddy has Blessing of the Mole,
Blessing of Mole and
Bull
Bull
Strength.
Strength.
and no Life Bubble? Or yes?
And Life Bubble.
Did you cast the Bull Strength?
I cast the Bull Strength.
Okay,
Bull Strength is extended.
sounds good. And then Tommy...
He has freedom of movement as well.
Oh, Buddy has freedom of movement too?
Yep.
And that's caster level 7?
Caster 7.
Okay, sounds good. And then Tommy's the same thing, but no Bull Strength?
Bear's Endurance instead.
Sounds good. Perfect. I got it all written down.
Oh, and everyone has Touch of the Sea.
Caster level 6? Or caster level 1 from the wand?
It would be 1 shit. Oh.
Okay, sounds good.
And water breathing, I'm sorry.
Is that from the potion?
From potion, yep.
Okay, I put the potions in your inventory so you can remove a couple of them. I think those are caster level 5 then. Cool. So you guys buff up. What would you like to do?
Do y'all mind if I take the wand or the ring of swimming?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Sick.
I think it's
Like
the
a
second one
plus-
you found for what it's worth. I don't know what you did with the one from the last book, but I'm pretty sure you found one in the last book.
I think I have it. Maybe I don't.
Everyone put a potion of water breathing on your
You might have
character
sold
sheet.
it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. You are all buffed up. I got it. You are overlooking the water here. Doop a doop a doop. So the sea floor below you is maybe like 30 feet or something. And you can see, you're 50 feet away from the darkness here. You can see the wreck of a ship as well. That's like on the 30-foot, if that makes sense. I don't know if I can draw it here. But like, you guys have been traveling along this. This is like 30 feet, and then it drops to like some much steeper spot. There's like the wreck of a ship here on like the edge right before it goes down. And you guys are like floating in the water above this. So there's like, I'll share this. If that helps. So this is all below you. And you guys are like, let's say here. Or whatever. There's the wreck of a ship up ahead, and there's this dark spot in the water that goes down even further. What would you guys like to do?
Approach the ship, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah. It's
So
only
like from here.
the really noticeable thing we see. We should probably just go to what we see.
I mean, you see the giant pit of darkness as well.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go into the ocean's butthole just yet.
It's even in star shape.
Yeah, I mean, so as far as I know, you guys are all still on the boat and stuff like that. If you want to, like, row the boat over above it and then descend, you can. I'll put all your minis on the sheet here, and I'll let you guys
Why don't we jump out
play
before?
the game.
Sarah,
What's up?
do you have can you cast light on anything?
All day, baby.
Anyone got anything heavy in their inventory? We could just drop it and see how far down it goes into the black pit.
Or you can pick up a rock too and just throw it in.
Well, where are we gonna get a?
Where are you going to get a rock?
Yeah, we're in a boat right now.
Oh, we can swim down and find one.
Well, I want to drop it
well,
from the.
Let's see here.
I have a coffee. No, I don't have a coffee pot. I have a canteen.
Oh, I have a little toy.
So now we're
there's a
littering.
I'm sure there's a metal toy that will have a chance of exploding in there.
Go's just gonna be
Sure.
so frustrated with us.
So you get this little toy out of, like, your box of random crap. I'll say it's,
Yeah.
like, half full now. We've been using those toys a lot.
Yeah.
So you get, like, one of the 5 remaining toys.
I'll get the one that's, like, heaviest and least likely to float.
Sure. There is a toy that appears to be a very slender-looking woman, and then you, like, crank something on her, and she widens and, like, unfolds, and there's all these, like, folds of metal in her. And she, like, expands into a much bigger, like, obese-looking woman. And she says, like, in Dwarven, does anyone speak Dwarven? Perfect.
I don't think
As
so.
these are all from, like, the Dwarven Clocksmith, she'll say, like, "You didn't do the dishes! You need to take out the trash!" That'll be, like, in subtitles. This will, of course, be a toy he made of his wife before and after they got married. But yeah, so, like, you take this little, like, dwarven woman, you, like, crank her up, she expands in size, she weighs, like, a couple of pounds, and you, like, as you're holding her, her little feet start moving, and she starts walking around in your hand, and she's, like, talking in dwarven through, like, a little speaker box.
I'll poke it.
You forgot our anniversary!
Oh no!
You cast light on it, starts glowing.
Yes,
It's
they're
gonna remind-
marry.
I should have married your brother!
I'll throw it in the water.
Where you are?
All right, team. So let's have a conversation.
I feel like we would be like
Over the
above
pit.
here.
No. Let's have a conversation about that. If
You are
we-
on your boat currently in those squares. If you'd like to move off of those squares, let me know.
We've spent all of these resources to effectively be able to fly. Let's just be able to fly. We could just go in the water and do our shit. If we get attacked up here, we're just going to be fighting through the water. That's going to be hard. Let's just get in the water, figure out what's going on, not make a target of ourselves by throwing light into a pit.
Excellent idea. Buddy will run and jump into a cannonball into the water.
There's no
You know?
running and jumping. You're on a tiny boat that sits 2 people comfortably.
I'll take one step and then jump off.
Yeah, you can, like, lean in a direction and fall off the side.
Yeah.
Very
Splash
good.
the rest of the party.
This-
I'll do the like scuba diver thing where I like fold
Sure.
my arms.
You guys are now all in the water in those squares. It is a
we already
DC...
know this boat's not coming back, right?
Probably.
What do you mean, probably?
I mean, it could float back to shore, maybe.
I don't
If it
know.
catches the right-
You don't know what's going to happen, but you presume that boat is not going to be there. As soon as you get off it starts moving like 10 feet away around
And
with
how
the
I
tide.
get off is I take my scythe and I chop.
Please don't hurt Boat. Please just leave Boat to be nice. Boat did nothing. Boat was kind.
So while the two of them are arguing about what you should do with the boat, the other two of you have dropped into the water. You are at sea. It is a DC 20 swim check to remain afloat. I think you guys take 10 on all these or something. Because you have a +8 to swim and you can take 10 with your swim speed.
Oh, we do have a +8. Oh, I've got like a
Yeah.
22 swim.
Cool. As long as you can get a 20 taking 10, we can ignore the rules. Can anyone not get a 20 taking 10 with their +8 from the spell?
I don't have any points in swim.
So you cannot.
What is your bonus to swim?
He has a penalty equal to his full plate. Right?
Yeah, like it's untrained, but
But doesn't freedom of movement interact with water in an interesting way?
I don't have any points though, and that means it doesn't work, right?
You can make a swim check untrained.
Okay. Well, that was my swim check, untrained.
Move and attack normally while underwater.
Tommy, you should have a +8 because.
I mean, I think he still needs to make a swim check to move.
I think so.
He can't just move using his mind.
No, I think he's has to move.
Yeah. So you have +8 from the spell. Your strength score is 22 or something? 21?
Yeah.
So you have +13. What is the armor check penalty? Is it just regular full
-5.
plate? Is it -5, you said?
Should be -5.
Okay. So you have a +8. So you just need to roll a 12 or better. This is
I
just
rolled
the
a 9.
swim check right now at the top of this water where there's 15-foot swells because you're 4 miles out to sea. This is a swim check to tread water. Otherwise, your character automatically begins sinking 30 feet around.
Okay, well, I rolled a 19.
Okay, so you're fine. Sezzix, can you not succeed taking 10 as well?
No, I have a -1 to swim.
Okay, but you rolled a 19, so both of you are fine.
Yep.
Everyone's treading water that's in the water right now, as far as I know. Let me know if you'd like to sink or go somewhere else. While
Let's
the two of them
begin.
are arguing about the boat. Every round you have to make a swim check.
Just sink, guys. Just
Going
Yeah,
down.
Are you
I'll just yell
destroying
out.
the little boat that you were on?
Please don't
Tommy.
break Boat.
I mean, what? They could look up and see it,
Why do you have to destroy everything?
but
I mean, if they look up and see a bunch of wood, that's still suspicious.
no, the wood will drift apart faster.
Do you think they're gonna look up?
It's been about
See
6
something?
seconds. Everyone that needs to give me another swim check.
I'm starting to float down.
Okay. You sink
Yeah,
in the
I'm
first
going
round down to this seabed here. You can see... Do you have dark vision?
Everyone
We have the mole thing.
Okay, cool. It's 30 feet, right?
Yeah, 30.
Cool. You can see 30 feet out. It looks like you can't even see the ship ahead of you, but you knew it was there. You can
Oh,
only
this
see
mole
30
only-
feet away from you.
Oh, I can see 60.
You can see the edge of the ship, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you can see the edge of the ship and the debris over there.
I'll point it out to Buddy. And
Well, we're
everyone.
sinking down. I'm like, so
Ah.
what's the big deal with the fucking boat? Why can't we destroy it?
You know the bad guys, when they show up in a fight they know they're gonna lose, they destroy the boat so the troops can't retreat. That's kind of how I feel there, brother.
How,
The boat
how-
kind of drifts and you see it going out to sea or moving with the tide, moving along the waves.
It's kind of the message
it
you
moves
send.
away. It moves out of your range to be destroyed.
We have no retreat, you know?
we have no retreat now!
Sure. You guys are on the ground here.
Excellent. Is this like a basically a cliff edge, just on the edge here?
Yes.
So it goes down a
So
little?
I don't know what's going on with this little bit of terrain that looks like a fin kind of to the right. The gray stuff,
Yeah.
this.
Cannon.
I don't know what this is. That's not described correctly in the adventure. So I think all of this just pretend isn't there. It's just a little bit of topography or
Oh.
whatever. The stuff to the left is the sheer drop further up.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Well, Sezzix pointed out the boat, so like I'll start to go towards it.
Sure.
I'll go to like there.
Cool. Is anyone else moving with you in that first round?
Yeah. Do I have to make a swim check?
No, because you're not trying. You're on the floor. You guys are, as far as I know, you've all told me you're walking along the bottom of this seafloor right now.
I used double.
Cool. As you get there, there are some creatures, and they begin moving. From the wreck of this ship, you see like boards and stuff begin to move, like all these barnacle and moss and seaweed encrusted rotting boards like break apart, and you see like an undead crew that presumably crewed this vessel. They are wearing very like tattered remnants of clothing. They seem to be wearing like older style Varisian clothes, like stuff that may have been in fashion like when your parents were doing stuff like 20 years ago. Like bell bottoms, they're wearing like the equivalent of bell bottoms or whatever sailors would wear back then. These are mechanically level 2 zombies. I'm not going to have you fight them. But you see 5 of them. We're not going to do this combat because you have a slew of buffs, and they have like, well, hold on. They have a plus 5 to hit, so pretty serious creatures. Why don't you just mark off a channel, Garm, and we'll call it good.
Sounds fair.
Okay, so you guys encounter these like little 5 zombies here, and you handedly defeat them. They all seem to be like relatively the same. You didn't see anyone like wearing a captain's outfit, notably. They all looked like mooks. But those are the only creatures here in the wreck of this ship. And as the battle happened, you guys are like over here now. You know, you did shit over in this area.
Yeah.
And now that you're like on the ship proper, you can see the name of the ship is the Mistrunner. Does anyone have knowledge local? Give you like a DC 25 to know about this ship.
Ho, ho, ho.
Little obscure bit of trivia.
Oh.
No, it's not going to get there. It seems to be a... you know that it is a ship of Varisian design, though. It is not a Chelish vessel. Varisia is to the north of you here, so it's not uncommon that one of their ships might be passing through here or whatever. But yeah.
Didn't Tommy also have knowledge local?
I don't have knowledge local now.
Okay.
But yeah.
For some reason.
What would you guys like to do?
Is there anything more to like explore in the ship, like a below deck or?
Yeah, you want to make a perception check?
Sure.
Sure. Tommy, as you're looking through the ship, you find a strong box that seems to have survived the crash. It's very rusted, though, but it is still sealed. Also, with a 20, Sezzix, you find a pile of rotted clothing. Looks like this ship was transporting hundreds of pounds of clothing, like textiles and things like that. They're all rotted and terrible, but you find one strand of cloth that is still like vibrant blue. It is unmarred. Sorry, it's a vibrant color of some sort. You have dark vision. Everything is black and white to you. Looks like there's one piece of cloth that has weathered better than all of the others, and it's still like whole and strong. And those are the 2 things you find.
That seems like magic.
Nice.
Yes, you
Throw
have
it in
this
the
sealed
bag.
long box, and you have this cloth. You want to take the cloth?
Should we break open this lockbox now or later?
Throw it in the bag. We'll figure it out later. If we open it up now, whatever's underwater explodes.
Good point.
So you want to grab the cloth?
Grab the cloth. Or,
Sure. As you pull on the cloth, it seems to be longer than you thought, and it is actually a scarf, the end of which is tied through the loop of a handful of daggers. It looks like this is a bladed scarf. But you can throw it in the bag.
I don't know what that is, but that's cool.
It's a weapon.
You just like, it's basically like.
It's like
a
an
rope.
exotic weapon, and you like
Essentially.
whip people with it.
Yeah,
It's what the
like a
lady
rope
in
with, like,
Garm's game is
magnetism.
using, guaranteed.
I mean, allegedly.
It's a Verizian weapon. It's very bad.
But it's super cool.
It's very cool, but it's very bad.
You get bonus to damage for flavor wise. Like
You look
Well, yeah,
dope.
you can hide.
You get to
the
have really
knives on
cool
you.
character art is basically what you have. But yeah. That's all you find though. Anything else?
To deep waters.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will allow you guys to move yourselves.
I'll go to the edge.
Double move.
I'm
Go
just
and
gonna
place
share.
yourselves where you would be when Buddy goes to that square. Perfect. Buddy and Tommy make a will save.
Oh. I get some sort of bonus to will save. I think it's only when I'm raging though, so
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Tommy, you're good.
Oh, we going in.
Cool. So on the first round, you guys go there. On the second round, where would you like to go? I'll move you, buddy.
Yeah.
You see Buddy swim out. He starts swimming down.
Can I call out, hey buddy?
I mean, you guys are moving in this direction. On the next round, are you going to continue going down into the deep water? Or was the plan for you to all wait there?
I think the
Yeah.
plan was to wait and take a look, but
Sure. Buddy starts swimming down into the water. What would the three of you like to do?
I think I'd go to the edge and look.
Make a will save.
I'd swim down a little bit after him. Not as fast as he is, but I'd follow him.
Sure. You lose sight of your companion, Caerrat, as he goes over the edge and goes down.
Sweet Christmas. I'll cast Protection from Evil on myself, then I'll walk to the edge.
Make a will save.
Is this an evil effect?
Nope.
Rip. I'm fine.
You're fine either way. I don't think it is. But we'll find out later.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you see, he's just swimming. He seems fine. You cannot see the bottom, Sezzix, with your 60 feet of dark vision.
I will let the compatriots know. Even I can't see it.
I still have the light doll, right? One that we cast light on.
Yeah, I mean, what did you do with that when you were killing ghouls?
Probably just drop it, then go pick it back
I
up.
barely drop it, pick it back up. Yeah.
Yeah, the little sound box explodes as it has contact with water. It stops working. It's still glowing with light, but it no longer complains.
Oh.
It's just perpetually a fat dwarven woman who's like partway through being enraged.
Gotcha. Because the intent was for me to throw that into this and see how far down it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you're still holding it. You also have dark vision from the Blessing of the Mole, so you can only see 30 feet, though. Either way.
Even though that it seems like I'm possessed in some way, would I still remember to let go of this and let's see how far down it goes?
You are unable to take that action currently.
Cool.
You are currently compulsed to swim down until you reach the bottom.
Did the rest of us at least feel the compulsion and just know we resist it?
Probably. You probably feel like a tug on your minds. And it's like,
Sezzix.
you should see what's at the bottom of this. And as you feel that, you're like, I don't want to. And Buddy's just fucking gone.
I'm guessing that's what Buddy and Tommy felt.
Tommy's like, I'm fine, dude. I'm just following him.
Tommy!
Come with me, friends. Can I say stuff while I'm in this?
You cannot take that action currently.
Swim,
Well,
swim, swim.
I'm like not that far though. I'm like just off the cliff looking.
Oh, we have to follow him now.
Buddy is minus 30 feet right now as he's going down.
Alright, so we'll be 30 feet behind him.
Sure.
As we continue down.
Sounds good. You guys go down, let's say 150 feet. As you've begun traveling, it is very, very dark. However, there is some light up ahead. There seems to be a lingering glow coming from some moss on like the edge of the pit. So the three of you guys that are on like the edge here and aren't in the dead center, Buddy's like in the dead center and he's just swimming down. He's just been compulsed to keep swimming down in this cylinder. You guys are on the edge. It looks like rough earth and stuff like that. And as you get to about 100 feet, it becomes more uniform, almost like intentional. And the walls are covered in like underwater lichen and like phosphorescent moss. And it exudes like a light out to like maybe 10 feet. And there's like this kind of glow leading all the way down, all the way around as far out as you can see with your dark vision of this expansive 150-foot cylinder. And that's at about like 150 feet. It changes to that. Also, that's around the time that a giant undead shark appears. Roll initiative.
Beautiful.
Oh, there's no art for this. Let me see if I can find it here.
Buddy and I are switched for initiative.
That's funny. Well, you got the higher deck, so I guess you're going first.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, my initiative bonus is insane.
Well, I will just show you this thing. Here's what a giant undead shark looks like.
Big fish.
Looks like a rotting giant shark.
It is a great white that seems to have like bits of rotting flesh missing from its body. It has all sorts of like scars and injuries on it that don't seem to have healed because it's just big and undead. Bump.
Oh.
Zombie shark. Yeah, buddy, you're the first to notice it as this giant shark swims towards you, and then just kind of brushes past you. Like, it probably touches you, and you just kind of, like, bounce off of it and keep swimming down. It seems to be swimming up to engage your companions. You, take note of this and continue to swim down. Caerrat, you see this thing as it's entering the outskirts of your dark vision. Sezzix, you can make a perception check. Otherwise, I think it's just going to get a surprise round on everyone. Sezzix, you can act before it. You see it before your companions do. You have dark vision 60 feet as well?
Yeah.
Oh, then give me a perception check too. Yeah, both of you can act before it. So I think Tommy's the only one that's going to be flat-footed. So Caerrat,
just
standard
one attack,
action.
right?
This thing is 60 feet away from you, Caerrat. Just a standard action.
I'll cast Sanctuary.
Cool. You can definitely make those will saves. Sezzix, standard action.
It can't make will saves, can it?
I will shoot once as I call out to Caerrat. Should I use silver?
It's a zombie, I think.
Okay.
That will hit its regular AC, which is what you're targeting currently.
Oh, I also have like lower because it's through water, right?
Yeah, you have a -2 to hit for every square, right?
Every square.
Yeah.
So you have 12 squares.
Except
so
the
you,
first square.
Except the first
You
square.
have
So you have 11 squares. So you have a -22 on that. A 11 will
11.
miss.
Yeah, okay.
You fire the shot. It doesn't quite reach it. The shark will do limited action charge. So you have to be in the water at some point, Sezzix. Where are you?
I'll be like right next to Caerrat.
Okay. I see 2 people in front. Evens Tommy. Cool. It'll charge Tommy. What?
It saw Tommy's armor as like a shiny loop.
It misses. Tommy, you like hear a gunshot and you turn back to like see what the fuck happened. And as you turn back and look, there is a shark that's 3 times wider than you with its mouth entirely open. And you like take your scythe and you just hold it sideways like you're walking with a 2x4 trying to get through a door. And you just kind of like block its mouth and like shake it off. We can actually get into rounds. Caerrat, I think it is 20 feet below you, because I think Tommy was 20 feet further down from you guys.
Sounds good. I mean, I'll just blast it. 17 will save.
Very good. You will no longer have Sanctuary.
Ah, fuck me. I make poor life choices.
I mean, it'll take full damage. It'll take 9.
Yeah. I don't get charged. That's fair enough to me.
Sear it.
I will,
So it's,
You can move if you'd like to.
Sezzix.
Otherwise, you just sink.
yeah, I'll swim like,
Sure.
wherever I'll be 30 feet away from it here.
Sure. It seems like it can easily charge that distance for what it's worth.
So it's 20 feet down from me right
Yep.
now?
So it'd be inside your first range increment. You just have like a -4 to hit it or something from distance.
Okay, and I have to move, otherwise I sink 30 feet?
You just have to succeed a swim check at the start of your turn, which you can succeed. You have to roll for it now. But since these are calm waters, it's DC 15, and you can take 10, and now you just auto-succeed. I think
Okay.
at this point, even Tommy auto-succeeds.
I'm the lowest swim check, actually.
As long as you can make a 15 by taking a 10, you don't need to roll.
Yeah, I do.
Yep, you're in
So-
calm waters now. Even though you're in combat, it's not like the chop of the higher stuff. These are very calm
Yeah.
waters.
So it 20 feet away, so it's -6, right? Because 5 feet.
Yep,
after
-6,
right?
but it's against touch AC, so you basically can't miss.
Pew pew pew.
The 8 will miss. The rest hit.
The 8 is actually the first attack, and that's a 2, so it misfired. So the other 2 won't go off, will they?
So they all miss. But since it was your first attack, as a standard action, you shot it and your gun jammed, so you can spend the move action to fix it.
Yeah.
Okay. Buddy, you swim another 60 feet down. Zombie shark. There's this dude next to me, but that dude blasted me with positive energy. Do you got combat reflexes, Tommy?
I should.
Yeah, you can take an attack on it. It charges Sear it.
All right. We'll do an overhand chop.
I think that's only when you take a standard action, so you will not overhand chop.
Can I power attack?
No.
Okay.
Those are things you have to declare at the start of your turn. You have not
Yeah.
gone yet. You totally hit. You tear through it. It seems quite squishable. 2 higher than this, Sear it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did Tommy's scythe seem to do full damage, or was it resisted?
It did full damage because he's got freedom of movement.
Okay. I was asking because of it says 5 resisted.
Oh, it should do full. Yeah, it's a zombie, so it takes full damage from slashing weapons. Tommy, it's your turn. The shark just went up and like bit into the midsection of Sear it.
All right, I'll take a 5-foot step.
It is 30, 40 feet away from you.
Oh,
I was...
You were 30 feet away from it. It just charged you. So you can charge it, Tommy, or you can just move up and attack it.
I'm gonna charge it.
Yeah.
So I'm 30 feet away from it here.
Mm-hmm.
He could 5-foot step and hit, correct? Oh, no, it takes...
Tommy was
square.
20
Yes,
feet
10.
below you in the water.
Yep, and he has,
I asked if you wanted to sink, and you said no.
So I'm 30 feet from it. It charged him, right?
So it's below Tommy, and then it charges you.
And it's 30 feet from me. So it goes to here. Tommy should be here. Take a step attack.
Tommy cannot take a 15-foot, 30-foot, 5-foot step.
So I'm 30
let's
feet
do it
from
this way. Let's do it this way. We'll move this. Tommy was here. You are 20 feet above him. You moved to be further away from him. I charge Tommy. I now charge you.
Okay, so I imagine it as you're 1 square over. You make a smart charge and don't charge to be.
You are 30 feet away from him on the map. Previously,
Yes.
you were 30 feet away from him on the map.
What I'm saying.
Did you want to be closer? You could just be closer.
If I'm 1 square closer, then I'm the 5-foot step. That was my goal.
It can't 5-foot step you. It's here.
No, so Tommy could 5-foot step and make a full round attack. So it charges me, right? From here.
It doesn't charge you. It swims 90 feet over to here. Like, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so if it charges, Tommy gets a full round attack.
Were you trying to ensure that your friend got a full round attack if this creature attacked you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you swim closer to Tommy instead of further away.
I didn't know if it got a full round attack. So
It's a zombie. It has one bite attack. It's just a zombie.
It's just grass.
It just has a bite. It doesn't have anything else. It's just a zombie.
Okay.
It moves and makes one attack on you. Tommy attacks it a bunch.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So when I asked you at the start of your turn if you were going to like sink to be on Tommy's level, you specifically told me no, and then you said you moved away from Tommy. So I assumed you were trying to get further away from it, not stay close to it.
I was trying to position, so if it moves to attack me, Tommy still gets full round attack.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It can't full attack me and stands.
It gets one attack either way, and it's a mindless zombie.
Sounds good. I thought too hard.
You did. It has the same template as those humans you killed earlier, but only a slightly higher CR. Light it up, Tommy.
All right.
Do you have your trident in your hands so he has flanking?
Sure. I'm not proficient, but I'm still threatening.
Yeah. So you get +2 on your attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. The shark is not smart. It's just attacking the thing that hit it first. Takes an extra 5. Yeah, you can, like, easily chop this thing up. It is still up after those 2 attacks. Sear it.
I'll just blast it.
Sure.
I will.
Now it can full attack.
Yes, I will channel force. First time I get an opportunity to use this campaign. Oh my god, 3 damage. Make a little save against that.
11.
Fantastic. I will push him back a few feet.
How much?
Like 5 feet.
1 square?
Yeah, I think I get 5 feet of force.
Alright.
10 feet.
Nice.
I won't push him 10 feet. I'll push him 5 feet, and then I'll walk back 5 feet.
Can you do that? Can you do it less than it allows you? Or is it just 10 feet?
Up to 5 feet for each 2d6. So I can do, I can push 5 feet total.
Cool.
That
has a reach of shove. It has a reach of 15 feet anyway, so like.
Yeah, this didn't affect anything at all.
Alright. Sezzix, you're up. You see Caerrat just like arguing with the shark for a while about like rules, and he like pulls out an abacus, and the shark like pulls out like a fucking TI-81 graphing calculator, and Tommy's just like hitting it with his scythe over and over again as it's like falling apart. What do you want to do?
I'll take a 5-foot step to get closer.
Sure.
And shoot.
It has 14 hit points left.
Channel Force was a great feat to take. I'm proud of it.
Those probably all hit its touch AC.
I took that at level 1.
It's barely up.
Oh, these are silver, by the way.
They do full damage because it's slashing.
Oh, so I didn't need.
But the second one will kill it. Yeah, he just never responded to you. You don't need to fire the third bullet. With the second one, you like blast it apart, and it's just kind of floating there. And then you see Caerrat kind of just like puts his head in his hands, and he's like, "Why did I even take this feat?" Buddy, meanwhile, on his action, is now out of your field of vision. I imagine you guys pursue him as rapidly as possible.
Seems reasonable. I'll heal myself on the way down.
Does that sound good with you, Tommy?
Yep.
Cool. Upon reaching the bottom, we'll switch to a different map. And to keep it all shroudy, I'm going to make it like this. So you guys are swimming down here. You have 60 feet of dark vision, so you can see this far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, I closed it. Don't worry about it. How do you do the reverse thing I was telling you about, Garm?
I couldn't figure it out.
I think it's shift and holding it. Shift and holding it makes lines. Control does it. Control puts it back. Okay. Cool. You guys descendo to here. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Sharing. Share record. Blammo. Buddy, you arrive first. Your mind is your own again. Your feet touch the ground here. You look around. You don't see your companions. There seems to be the sundered remains of a ship here. Like a ship that sank to the bottom a long, long, long time ago. You don't see the walls that everyone else will see. You just see like black water extending from you in all directions. Maybe you can see a couple of them because you have 30 feet. Yeah, and they're glowing a little bit. The walls all the way around on all four sides are glowing at you. Like a soft phosphorescent glow. And as you touch down here, from the ruined area around you, a number of creatures appear and start clambering out of the water. Or sorry, clambering out of the ruins to attack you.
Okay.
We can roll initiative. All you guys will show up on the next turn. Top of the round, one of them seems to be wearing very nice, like captain's clothes. They're, of course, like mottled and ruined from being underwater. But yeah, it will saunter up to you and it will slam you.
Rude.
It gets a 18 against your flat-footed.
Let me check.
I think that will miss.
19. That misses.
Yeah. The bark skin, it scrapes against the bark skin with one of its claws. Draugr 2 will go. It will run up and slam into you as well. None of them seem to have weapons. They just have their claw attacks. A 19, because it charged, will get there. Give me a fortitude save against nausea.
Oh, is this against my AC? I actually have a 20 flat-foot AC.
You have a 20 flat-footed. It says 19 on here.
I got an extra +1 from the natural armor.
Then yeah, it totally misses.
Yeah.
Dude, Barkskin coming in clutch!
There we go.
Thank you, level 5 druid.
The others will do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're CR2 creatures. Yo, we got there.
Yeah, you got one.
Now make a fortitude save.
Sure. These saves I enjoy making.
Yeah, you're fine. You're up, buddy. You are surrounded. There are 4 of them. One of them looks like he's wearing fancier clothes.
Sure.
I figured since Buddy didn't get the last combat, I'd give him this one.
Yeah. He laughs maniacally. Let me
Begins drowning immediately.
This.
From killing these Draugrs before, you know that they have an AC of 14 and less than 20 hit points. This looks like the rest of the crew.
So we're gonna make some attacks.
Yeah.
Raging. Ooh, I get to make full round attacks.
Yep.
Let's make any of these the captain.
Northwest of you is the captain.
Yeah,
he seems a little more impressive.
Sweet, I'll target him.
Sick.
I'm gonna hit him with 2 claw attacks and a bite attack.
Roll him up. They all hit. Do your damage one at a time. He's just an advanced ghoul.
Nice.
Oof.
So 1,
Still up.
2.
You cut him in half with your second claw attack. You like put one in his chest, and as he like is like about to slam you, you put the other one like in his shoulder and just hew his body in half, and they both like just start floating apart.
Can I transition my
100%.
attack to the guy next to him? Yeah.
Definitely.
I imagine it would still hit. For 20.
Yeah, that one looks savagely injured as well.
Cool.
The last one will go. It will come up and it will slam you. What a surprise. It misses. Top of the round. The rest of you guys swim down. On your various turns, you swim down and see all this crap. You're like around these squares, let's say. Are you coming down along a wall, so you'll be over here? Yeah. You can be over here. A boom. There you go. You see your companion is like standing on a pile of like ruined, rotted boards as, you know, all these undead are like crawling out of the woodwork, and he's just like fucking ripping them apart. He like rips one guy in half, bites another one as it's coming in to punch him. They're like grabbing him around the midsection to try to like tear at his flesh. He's just like grabbing him by the head and like trying to rip their heads off and shit. They will all slam you. I'll just make 3 slam attacks. Oh no, your companions are here now. Yo, make a fortitude save against nausea.
Damn.
Let's go. You're fine. Sezzix, your friend seems to be having fun. Buddy seems to be having a good time. Just kind of like he-manning through all this shit.
I'll do the standard 5-foot step and unleash a salve.
Yeah, do it up. You know from before these Draugr have a touch AC of like 10.
Well, the first one's a 2 again, so...
Hot. Tommy. Looks like Seishi's letting you guys have the glory right now.
I'll come
It's all
here
intentional.
and make a standard attack against the Draugr right.
Okay.
I have cleaving finish, so do I get to make another attack on the one next to him?
Yeah. You weren't just taking a cleave attack?
I thought I don't have to cleave to do cleaving finish.
But if you had done the cleave, you would now get 2 attacks on that guy, right?
Oh, I did specify before. I didn't know that's how that worked. Okay.
That's my understanding, at least. But then I don't know if you get to do two-handed overhand chop when you're doing that.
You wouldn't get the overhand chop, but you would get backswing on the second one.
No, that's only when he takes a full attack action, right?
Is it only a 4-round?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not playing him.
That's a good point. I'm not
I
either.
just read it. It's a full round action for.
Gotcha. All right, so you murder one. You embed your scythe in the second one. It's still standing. Another one will go. It'll slam at the guy who was here the first time. Give me a save against nausea.
Yeah, it's full round.
And then, buddy, you're up. Assuming you're not nauseated.
Yeah, we're not. Well, another rage day. Just another day in the office. I'll hit Draugr 1 this time.
Okay.
I'll start with my 2 claw attacks and see where we end up. Both hits?
Yep. I mean, you can take all your attacks anyway.
I just might kill this guy and yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same AC, so you just like roll all your attacks at once.
Yeah.
And then just send them at the others.
That hits for another.
Sounds good. They are both heavily wounded. Number 4 will go, and it will attack you, buddy. Give me a save against nausea, dude. I have a +5. And I'm still hitting. Still got it. Still got it.
We Gucci.
Cool. Sargaeta.
DC 17.
Are you channeling positive to hurt?
Yeah, I'm gonna blast him.
Okay, roll that damn. This one's destroyed
Jesus
either way.
Christ.
The other one takes some damage. It might get knocked away if you want it to. Sezzix.
I'm just gonna like softly cry and pet my gun.
Tommy.
That's a free action, Sezzix.
I guess I'll just full round action here.
Let me ask okay, yeah, sounds good. Full round action, it's super dead. I will give Buddy a turn and then something will happen.
Do you want me to roll?
I mean, the Draugur's dead, but it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Oh.
So, like, combat has just ended effectively. You get to take one action, and then there's something in the initiative count that hasn't acted yet. Probably doesn't matter, but just in case, depending on what you guys want to do.
Am I suspicious that there's more to this?
No. I mean, as far as you know, combat's over. Do whatever you do. You just got your mind unfucked.
I know that this is generally never the end of it from our adventuring. So I'm gonna ready an action if anything.
You just took a full attack action. Your turn is over. It is now Tommy's turn, or it is now Buddy's turn.
Oh, sorry.
There's something that has already acted. It's just not its turn yet. It acted last round. But like I said, it's largely irrelevant. I just need to know if Buddy moves or is like dropping rage or does anything. You'd probably drop rage because you're out of combat.
Yeah, there's negative side effects to that.
You're just fatigued.
But I
A
can't
ghost
enter
appears
their
over
rage.
here. Here, we'll just do it this way. As soon as the last one dies, before Buddy gets to go even, I'll just move it up in initiative count. A ghost appears. It does not seem hostile. It looks like an elderly aquatic elf. An elderly aquatic elf woman. And it says, outsiders, good, you have come. It says this to you in common, not elfin. I, in life, was a druid of these waters named Menotha, and I came here to put right the evil that had started building up. But the wards were destroyed. She, like, gestures at the walls around you. They were overcome by all these things. I need your help to fix this. Only together can we put a stop to this. A pit of despair. That's what she says on her turn. If you guys would like to not be in combat, you don't have to be in combat, but it is a ghost. Hence the presentation and putting it in rounds.
Ghost not attacking us?
It is not attacking you.
I take not
But, like, you
attacking us.
easily identify it as a ghost as you encountered one a week ago.
This ghost looks like a friend.
Yeah, you can be out of combat.
Hello, friend ghost.
Yeah.
We are the outsiders sent to try and figure out what's going on in this pit.
Sent? I do not know who may have sent you. I've been dead for some time.
May I ask how long?
I do not remember, but it has been some time since any outsiders have visited. I came here years ago when
Do you
the
remember
wards
any of-
started weakening. She'll gesture at the walls. You can take a moment if you'd like to and make a knowledge arcana check to get a brief understanding of the walls here. Yeah, you think it would take probably hours to examine these further, but you believe that this kind of more like, I'll say man-made, even though it's obviously not man-made, this sort of like man-made section was infused with very powerful necromantic energy that has been suppressed for a long amount of time and is now no longer suppressed. It seems as if this was like very powerful ancient magic in this pit that the wards or whatever this elf and the other elves are telling you about that was protecting it is now like no longer protecting it.
And so now all the necromancy makes
And now all the necromancy's coming up, hence all the undead and shit that you're seeing. But she'll be like, I have studied it for a long time, even longer now in death. And she'll, like, wander over to, like, this wall or whatever. I've studied it for a long time, like, longer now even in death. And she'll, like, run a spectral hand past it. I believe that what we need is someone of elven blood. And she'll look over the party. Probably one of the aquatic elves from the nearby village to come here, and I can teach them a ritual that should be able to suppress this once more. You say that you were sent here by someone?
Yes. There's a elf village we have come to like a lot.
You speak of Asai. Or Acisazi, or whatever, how it's pronounced. She'll, like, pronounce it correctly and be like, I know of it from my travels. Yes. If there is a wise man or a village elder there, they would know of the ancient ways, and I could teach them the ritual that they would need to subdue this.
Were you a member of that tribe?
No, I was a wanderer, but all elves in this region know of the dangers of the drowned eye. We steer clear for a reason. You can all make sense motive checks.
Yes, I don't fucking like this.
Sounds like she wants us to feed her an elk.
Yeah, it's also how I'm feeling about this. Man, a bunch of necromancy with a ghost
That wants blood?
that wants an elf?
What?
This all seems normal.
You believe she's telling the truth.
Uh-oh.
You could, of course, still not trust her and ask more questions if you'd like.
Buddy's confused. If you know to stay clear from here, why did you die here?
Undead came and raided my family while I was away. They killed my children. I defeated them and traced them back to here, this cursed place. I came and started putting work to it, but alas, I was destroyed and eaten by those ghouls that you killed. You can all make a sense motive check.
Ghouls are really easy to kill.
Well, I believe it. I don't see anything wrong.
Seems to be on the up and up. Riddle me another one. I'll come up with answers for all your questions.
Do ghosts still have to go to the bathroom?
I have not laughed in some years.
It's laughing. It might be alive.
So what's the source of the necromancy down here? There must be something more than just this chamber, right?
Sure. She'll be like, the runes on the walls here. She will tell you that, and you guys can, like, move around or whatever. Like, it's a cylinder. There's no other exits from here.
Oh, okay.
Is it not showing you that last little bit?
No, there's just like random little corners that I'm not sure if they're like.
Oh no, it's all just like wall all the way.
Okay,
around.
it is just one
Yeah.
cylinder. Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can all make a perception check. Sate your adventurer curiosity. Get those out of the way.
I rub all of the walls as one does.
Yeah, if you'd like to do that, certainly you can move yourself next to a wall and tell me what you're doing. Are you, like, gonna, like, go over to a wall and put your hand on it and, like, swim around touching the wall all the way around? At what height would you like to do this? In this 150-foot cylindrical room, how many minutes would you like to spend doing this while I keep track of your
That's
buffs?
far too much work.
Yeah, you swim around and look at it. It looks like this is the end of the road.
Seems like this is the end of the road.
Yeah.
Works for me.
I've
been convinced.
So, she'll say that she spent like hours examining the runes, and that does jive with what you get from your spellcraft or from your knowledge arcana check, is that it would take 1d4 hours to like really examine the necromantic energy here. But you were right. You can't find, like, a source. This looks like the expression of a lot of powerful necromantic energy, but you can't find, like, the catalyst. You know what I mean? Like, You're not really savvy to this sort of stuff, so, like, she says she spent hours looking at it. If you spent hours looking at it, you might reach the same conclusion. But you haven't spent hours looking at it, so... She's, like, telling you the answer to the question. You could take the time and come up with your own answer, but you just haven't taken that time yet.
How can I put you to rest? I'm sure it has something to do with restoring these runes.
Yeah, she'll be like, once these ruins... Once the evil is purged from here, my work will be done. And then I will rest. You can make a sense motive check.
Seems great.
Anyone get above a 20? I only see 2 sense motive checks.
There it is. I'm fucking blind.
There's like not a chance. I get it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it sounds good to me too.
Buddy is also confused that those weak draugrs could kill you so easily.
Well, I was not a particularly powerful elf. I was more of a researcher than a fighter. Garm, you did mention the origin of this. I think you were like wondering where this hole came from.
Yeah, like what kind of magic it is.
Yeah,
like
she will like get very serious for a moment. She'll be like, "It is among the most powerful and dangerous magic known to us. It is from the aboleths, from the time before Starfall. This was one of their outposts. And from it, I'm sure they used it to spy on the races above ground, create abominations to unleash on them. Horrible, horrible magic.
Truly horrible. Spend a lot of time researching aboleths?
Truly horrible.
Bunch of time researching aboleths as a water druid?
Sure. Make a sense motive check. She'll make another bluff check. This will just be a sense motive check to, like, you see as she's talking about
God damn it.
Dude, I won! Yo, the rest of you can get her, though. The rest of you could get her. Okay, Sezzix, at this point...
She's my favorite ghost ever.
Dude, at this point, Sezzix, something seems wrong to you. Everyone else is still fine with it.
Seared. Something kind of sus.
Yeah. She's not lying at all, Sezzix.
Oh.
You think that perhaps for the first time in the conversation, she is being entirely truthful. But she doesn't think it's horrible magic. And as she's, like, talking about, like, the aboleths and how powerful they were, you see, like, a glint in her eyes. As she talks about this, like, powerful, ancient magic that they used to use to rule all of the world. But yes, quite evil. Quite evil. Sure, we can roll initiative. As I need, let's roll a d4. 1. Sezzix, make a will save. Dope. Sezzix, what are you saying to your companion in this moment?
I think she likes the aboleths.
Sezzix says that to you, and as you, like, look at his eyes, as you're like, he's sharing this information with you, you're receiving it, and, like, you're like, oh no, she's working with aboleths. Sezzix's arms go slack, and he just kind of, like, shrugs. We can roll initiative. Sezzix, you're dominated.
Oh, that's bad.
I mean, it was either Sezzix or I was going to kill that elderly elf if you brought her back here.
Yeah, we're not doing that one.
Sezzix, you're dominated. If you're ever given a command to attack your allies or anything like that, you get another save against the domination effect. The creature goes, we'll go ahead and change her to hostile. Don't think she's friendly with you anymore. Where did I do that? It's right here. There we go. You receive a telepathic command from a different voice that is now your master, that tells you to just sit and rest quietly.
I'll play with my fingers.
Sure. Whatever you want to do, champ. Oh, let's go ahead and try to hit another one. We'll roll a d3 here. The next one in line, Caerrat, give me that will save.
This seems like an evil source.
Definitely. 100%.
Huh.
You feel your mind dominated, and you shake it off. Sezzix, on your turn, you sit down. Tommy.
I will...
I imagine Caerrat's like, do it!
Die, murder, death, kill, die.
I'm gonna walk up and take an attack at it.
Sure. Very good. You get a 28 to hit. Go ahead and make a will save.
Okay.
Yeah, you strike into this thing and you did 14 damage to it. You suffer no ill effects with a 7. But you tear through it. You don't feel anything like trying to infiltrate your mind or anything like that. Okay. Oh, do you have a ghost touch weapon or no?
No.
Okay, it seems like your attack does slightly less. Buddy.
My turn.
It's been 4 rounds, maybe 5. We talked for a while. You're no longer fatigued.
Yeah, 2 per round.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. It was only 30 seconds before.
You're good to go.
All right, I'm going to swim over behind here. We're going to enter into a rage, and we're going to attack shit.
Sure.
Let me get my character set up. Oops. Okay. Just one attack.
Okay.
Let's do a claw attack.
Sure.
Oh, +2 to flanking, but I think
Totally hits. Give me a will save. Are your attacks magical?
I don't think so.
You probably attacked it with that +1 sword you have then.
Oh.
Instead of the claw. It still hits though. But you knew that from battling incorporeal shit before, is that your claw's just going to do no damage unless it's magic. That's why you need to get that amulet of Mighty Fist +1.
We'll get there.
Yeah, it's only $4,000. You should be able to afford it. Vyre's going to have a lot of vendors when you guys get to that part.
Will save.
Yeah, your blade tears through this creature. Go ahead and roll your damage. It seems to do about half as you would expect. Caerrat, just let me know what that damage is. What you want to do, champ?
24 without the debuff.
Okay, so it'll take 12. Got it.
I will cast Magic Circle against evil on myself.
Sweet.
I'll swim over here and get within Sezzix range.
You can make a sense motive check to know that Sezzix is mind controlled.
Sure. That sounds fair.
He could just be going after you in initiative count. He's definitely mind controlled. You're pretty sure he's dominated, just like you almost were.
I will continue with the previously thought out plan of attack.
I think you just want to move over next to him first, right? Creatures in the area or who enter it later receive only 1 successful attempt, so they get 1 new save. Sezzix, you get 1 new save. Do you have a Cloak of Resistance at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you get 1 more will save at a +2.
Let me double check. I don't see anything. Yeah.
Hey, there you go, baby.
Yeah, you are no longer mind controlled. Garm, you know exactly how your spell works. It lasts 10 minutes a level, and as soon as it goes away, or he exits your aura, he will go back to being dominated.
Yep. Now I have to touch him with a wand.
Cool.
On my turn?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Stay within 10 feet of me is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask.
Do. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Garm, make a will save. It's like from an evil creature. Dope. Sezzix, what do you want to do on your turn? The ghost will, 5-foot step to not be flanked.
What... Did my gun work on the ghost?
You never
the
got to
last
attack it.
incorporeal creature? The last incorporeal creature we had.
Yeah, if you have a magic gun, it does.
Okay, yeah. I'm 5-foot step.
Garm, you're dominated, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I figured.
Does his aura still work for me?
100%.
Okay, good.
My command is definitely walk into a corner, though. Say she'll get 1 attack. The last one will hit. It has a high touch AC because it's a ghost. Give me a will save.
So just the 19.
Yep, give me 1 will save. No +2 from Garm. That is not a real thing. You shoot it once and you know it's an illusion.
I'll yell out to my companions, it's not real, the source is somewhere else.
Yep. Tommy,
Oh, fine.
your companion has told you that the creature that you definitely hit with your scythe and damaged is not real. What do you want to do with your turn?
I'm gonna attack what's not real.
Sure. You get a +4 on your will save, as your companion is trying to tell you it's not real. Give me a will save.
Yeah.
It is definitely real. Your friend is mistaken. You tearing it with your scythe a couple of times. It takes some damage. You've got it on the ropes. Buddy, what do you want to do? You see your companion is putting some deeps into it. It's starting to fall apart.
I didn't detect that, Rob.
Tommy, did you want to step 5 feet?
Yeah, so you guys can get flanking on it? Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a will save, buddy. You get a +4 on this.
Was I supposed to attack last round?
Yeah, you definitely hit it and did damage.
Okay.
It's not real. Out of game, it's not real. And now you guys all know that, but in game, your character still thinks it's real.
Okay.
Sezzix shot it and succeeded his will save to know that it was an illusion, but you guys have still failed, so it looks genuine to you. And now whenever you interact with it, you get a +4. So you attacked it and did damage and you got a +4. It's not real, buddy. You hit it once and it's just not there. You know it was an illusion.
Okay.
That was a standard action. You have your movement for your turn still.
Cool. That's what I was about to ask. Well, I guess I'll look around a little bit. I'll confirm. Yeah, Tommy, it's not real. I'll float maybe to the center here.
Sure. Give me a sense motive check.
Sense motive.
Hell yeah. Your companions seem fine.
Okay.
Caerrat moves over and sits down in the corner. As he does this, you see Sezzix go from being gung-ho looking for the next thing to shoot. He just gingerly sets his rifle down and begins drifting off to the corner as well. Well, it's my turn. I suppose we could get to fighting, now that I've removed a couple of pieces from the board. Sure. Let's read what this spell does. Dude, aboleths are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I can speak aboleth.
Sure. A burst of colorful lights appears between the two of you. Each of you make a will save.
Everyone?
Nope, just the two of them. Tommy, you're good. Very good. Buddy gets slack-jawed and seems very distracted by the pretty lights. As this happens, from this area, you see the wall just entirely disappear. I'm a fucking megalomaniac. I'll let you see me now that I've put the fear of God into you, as there's only one enemy left. You see this fucking creature. It looks fucking terrifying. With a flick of its tentacle, you see the ghost that you were, like, fighting or whatever just completely disappear. And it will level its 3 eyes upon you, Tommy. The last one standing. How fitting. Oh, that was its turn. Sezzix is sitting. Tommy, you're up.
I would like.
I'll put it in legal squares for you.
Okay.
There you go. I wish they had a version of this map that didn't have the, like, corridor there, so I didn't have to lie to you guys.
Yeah.
Which square am I in?
Sure. Whatever you want to be. Whatever's best for you.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay. I will walk here and take...
That will provoke an attack of opportunity, as I have tentacles.
I guess I just have to live with that.
It will attempt to hit you with this tentacle. It swings it overhead as you dive underneath. It misses you.
Okay. I'm gonna do an overhand chop.
Fuck yes. Fucking kill it, Tommy.
Get
This is your
right
fucking moment. Either this is a TPK or Tommy's gonna kill this creature is what's gonna happen. Very good. That was Tommy. Buddy, you are fascinated. You are entranced by a spell effect. You stand or sit quietly, taking no actions other than to pay attention to the fascinating effect. However, now that you see this giant, horrific fucking monster out of the corner of your eye, make a will save.
Yeah. Am I still considered raging?
No.
Okay.
You take no actions other than to pay attention quietly. Dope. That giant monster creature, you're cool with it now. You'll just be fascinated for the rest of the fight. Caerrat, you're still dominated.
Here.
Don't worry, that only lasts for 16 days. It will attack you with 4 tentacles, Tommy.
Oh no!
Only 2 hits. Which is good. And they don't do a lot of damage. You take it. I need you to make a fortitude save. There's a cloud of water around it. We'll deal with that later. These are against the tentacles, though. You're good on the first one. Give me one more. Dope. As the second tentacle hits you, as it strikes you, like, on the arm and, like, gets between a couple of plates on your full plate, you can't see what's happening, but if we did, like, a pause, zoom in, like the fucking terrible Mortal Kombat 2000 movie where we, like, see the bones and stuff like that, your flesh is transforming into a clear, slimy membrane. Ooh. Your Constitution score is reduced by 4.
Okay, well that's gone.
Yep. As abelisks possess the ability to turn people into aquatic creatures. Sezzix, Tommy, back to you. We're just going to put all these guys at initiative count 1 down here at the bottom. Keep them all together.
I guess I'll just take a full round action here.
Please. Please take a fucking cut it to death action. Yes! 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 You begin chopping into it. It looks upset. The audacity! You mortals are interesting. It will go. It begins exuding an aura of slime. Give me another fortitude save. You crush it! Fucking crush it. Here comes the tentacle parade. Boy. Yo, 1 hit! Dude, Tommy, you're gonna fucking kill this thing. You're gonna be a
Oh my
badass.
god.
8 damage. You're up, Tommy. It smashes you with a tentacle. You like steel yourself against all these fucking tentacles that are coming in, blocking them with your armor and your scythe. You're up, dude. Yo!
Oh my god!
No!
Oh!
No!
Oh! Oh! It does take a good amount of damage. Oh! It was not meant to be yet. You fucking cleave into it. It looks almost bloodied. It roars in anger. How dare you march against the Aboleth Empire? We will consume you, Uplanders. It will take a step back, and it will blast you with a magic missile. Broom. You take 8 damage. Just get some guaranteed deeps in there. You're up, Tommy.
I'll take a 5-foot step, full round action.
Sick.
Let's go.
No.
No!
No!
I hate this game.
Oh no!
Twice in
It's
a
so
row.
racist.
I'm fine. Yeah, dude, it's fucking jacked up. It seethes with anger as it looks at you. And you see it, like, very deeply considering how much it wants to kill you. Versus how much it thinks it's going to evade a third natural 20 critical hit. You see it, like, weighing the pros and cons of staying and fighting one more round. And in the end, it chooses the coward's way. As it takes a step back and casts a spell and disappears. Do you have spellcraft?
I do not.
You do not know if it teleported, went invisible, or what happened, but it casts a spell and it is gone. What do you want to do?
Step and attack the air.
Sure. Go ahead and just roll 2 attacks. I'll ask you evens or odds. You on evens or odds?
Odds.
Go ahead and roll your damage. See if it matters. It totally was just invisible and you hit it both times, by the way. It takes another 28 points of damage. It is not dead.
Is it leaving a trail of blood now?
It is certainly leaving a trail of blood now, but it doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity when it swims 120 feet away out the tube above you. It leaves.
You sure it doesn't leave my threatened space?
It is invisible. It does not provoke while doing so.
Okay.
It has 10 hit points left. You can, like, stay on high alert for a couple more minutes, but it leaves. Combat is over. You can see a big fucking chamber over there. You want to know how long the pattern lasts?
How long?
How long you're distracted for? Your companions will be sitting on the ground until you physically pick them up and restrain them, by the way. They'll sit there until they die.
This is where I live.
Yep. The pattern disappears, like, almost immediately afterwards, and your senses are your own, buddy.
Okay.
Okay, so Sezzix and Caerrat are unable to control themselves for 16 days.
They are dominated by this creature for 16 days. Now,
Okay.
mechanically, when you get... I'm just out of game. The Dominate spell, they follow whatever command they've been given, either telepathically or whatever. This creature is leaving. It's not going to give them any more commands. They will follow their last given command to the best of their ability. If you cast Protection from Evil on them, or any sort of break enchantment spell, it'll, like, get rid of this effect. And you know that. You know that Protection from Evil would suppress it. So you could, like, knock them both unconscious, and then, like, throw them over your shoulder, swim to shore, and then, like, tie them up. And then when they're conscious, you know, you can have, like, the druid cast spells on them and shit like that.
Will I
But
be able to make the 4-mile swim with people and full plate?
I mean, you have Buddy with you. But
I'll carry them both.
that's a
You
problem.
carry
That's a
your
problem for future you. Of more pressing concern is this room that you now fucking see.
Uh-oh.
If you just make Sezzix stand next to me, he'll be fine.
They don't know that.
Correct. So-
sorry.
When we gather you two up, we'll realize it.
Yeah, when you gather them two up, Sezzix will be perfectly normal for like another 20 minutes or something until the spell drops. It lasts like an hour.
That's an hour.
I don't know. What my character was probably going to do is I was going to swim to the surface and use one of our ardent crows for a favor.
So-
we have the feather tokens.
This
Fine.
room, though, the walls of this underwater cave are etched with thousands of strange twisted runes, creating a tangled, multi-layered mess of writing. The runes glow and pulse with soft green light, giving a sickly atmosphere to the chamber. Over 24 decaying elven bodies float here and there in the murky water, adding to the cave's grim ambiance. This is the source of all the necromantic shit. You think that you could spend a few hours here, Garm, once you have your mind back to try and destroy these runes, perhaps. Or you Luddites, as you look over this, give me a perception check. The two of you that have your senses. Hell yes,
Crush it.
Tommy. There is one rune out of all these that seems to be pulsing light. The rest are like all lit up, and this one is like just a smidge brighter.
Okay. Do I know what to do with that information?
I can speak and read Aboleth.
You sure can, buddy. These seem to be magic words. About half of them are magic words, and then half of them are like just aboleth words, you know, like there would be like English words or whatever. The magic words you don't know. The English words are like the conjoining parts of sentences. Like magic word and magic word will create magic word.
Gotcha.
So like, it's obviously some magic shit was happening here. You're not sure. You do recall that Caerrat, when you were swimming down and when he was talking with the ghost before combat started, was like, but where's the source of like this evil that's happening? You guys believe that this chamber is the source of that evil, and Tommy, you believe that that one rune is the source of this chamber's power.
Okay.
It's like a relief carving in the wall. So like the wall is smooth, and then there's like an aboleth magic word carved into the stone. So you can do whatever you would like. You don't know how Caerrat was going to fix the problem, but you could fix the problem however you'd like.
Start punching the wall.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to like take your scythe or your claws to it, you can certainly like start destroying it.
Yeah, I just don't know what to do in this room. But my character would really know what to do.
Well, your companions are basically dominated. They're sitting there on the ground. The creature that did it has left. You have no idea what the fuck's happening. You do know that Caerrat was like, you guys were trying to stop all the evil from coming out here. This room seems super evil, and there's like an evil power source on the wall. How would Buddy and Tommy solve this problem?
I already gave my thoughts
Yeah.
on the matter.
You can go over and hit it with a claw attack. Go ahead and roll damage.
Sure.
It is stone, so it has hardness 8.
I probably would rage for this.
Sure.
So it'll be an additional +3. I'll just type it in.
Yeah, just roll your damage and then take 8 off it, and that's how much damage the rune will take.
Okay. Wait, roll my damage?
Yep, just the damage.
Okay.
You don't have to roll a hit, it's a wall. I assume you can hit it.
That's fair.
I trust your accuracy. So 20 damage, minus 8, you do 12 damage to the rune. So as you hit it, it sparks negative energy into you. You take 6 points of negative energy damage. However, you do seem to have, like, chipped away some of the rune here. And, like, the light is notably faded. You've done effectively 12 points of damage to it. It has 60 hit points. But it looks like whatever he was doing, Tommy, is probably a successful way of getting rid of the evil that's here.
Okay. Then I will take a full round attack at the wall.
Do you want to overhand chop it? And then overhand chop it, and then overhand chop it, thus doing the maximum amount of damage in the minimum amount of times you take 3d6 points of negative energy damage?
Sure.
Cool. You hit it once. It takes some damage. You take 10 points of negative energy damage. So it has taken 12 plus
15, 27.
plus 36. So it's taken 48. It has 12 hit points left. You need to hit it one more time. One good whack will do it, Tommy. You get blasted for another 12 before you get to make that attack, though.
Okay.
So you're at 34. Do you want to hit it, or do you want Buddy to hit it?
Buddy hit it.
Do it up, buddy. Yep, with that, it will be destroyed. As this happens, the all of the other runes like surge with light for a second, and you see they like fracture, and the stone all the way around this place kind of cracks a little bit, and like little bits of like stone and detritus begin floating in the air, and the chamber goes dark. Yeah. As you were like looking around and stuff like that too, in the northern portion of the room, there is a heap of clothes and leather armor. Looks like all these elves were like probably dominated to strip their gear and put it in a pile and then just drowned. But looking through the pile of stuff, you find a pretty nice chain shirt, a very fancy sword, a rusted longsword with a golden hilt. There seems to be a nice hip flask, an opal stopper on it. There's a pillbox. There's a bunch of valuables in here. Let's just put it that way. I'll go ahead and throw all that good stuff. I imagine you're going to snag it all?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. 5 cursed items into your inventory.
Big.
No. You have all this stuff. And yeah, you guys can, in some cockamamie way, like restrain your companions with rope, drag them behind you. As soon as you get them together, Sezzix, you're like able to control your senses again.
Yeah, I'll just say like, "What's up? I'm slow. Keep carrying me."
Yeah, I mean, like you and Garm watched the entire combat from the prison of your own minds. So
I'll
like,
I'll carry Sezzix.
you'd be like, "Good job, Tommy." Fucking MVP. But yeah, in some cockamamie way, you guys get back to town. We don't need to get through that hassle. When you return to town, it seems as if the town is in a bit of an uproar, as the warden is gone.
Knew it.
Seems as if he left in the dead of night before you guys headed out. Behind the scenes, he got dominated first. And he's been dominated the whole time. And if you were to cast protection from evil on him, he would begin crying and ask you to kill him. Because he doesn't want to be dominated again. Sadly, you didn't succeed your diplomacy check, your sense motive checks, nor did you go talk to him again. So, when the Aboleth fled, he also fled. So he left earlier before you guys did today to come and talk to the Aboleth, and the Aboleth sent him off on something, so he's just fucked now. But aside from him, the rest of the town is saved.
Oops.
Oops.
Huh.
Well,
We're not very good heroes, are we?
I mean, that's what having one rank in sense motive does to you, you know?
Well,
Yep.
you guys are
Next
good
level,
heroes.
that's going
You guys
up.
are good heroes, as they didn't know there was an Aboleth here. They just thought there was something wrong with the magics. This was like the worst case scenario, and you guys killed it, which is like the best case scenario. You scared it
Ran
away. Yeah.
Scared it away and broke its shit.
Yep. Once the anchor room has been destroyed, all of the elves, like, it's kind of like, you know, the Grinch movie, the Dr. Seuss thing, where all like the Who's down in Whoville like start coming out on Christmas morning and like shaking hands and kumbaya-ing. Like, they all seem noticeably better. Mechanically, he had changed these runes. You can come back if you want to, or like spend hours of research figuring it out. But it's destroyed, so you don't really need to. But behind the scenes, this place was an Aboleth watchpost millennia ago. When the Aboleths fled, they abandoned it, and the magic that was like imbued in here was corrupted and just started luring people to their deaths. He found this place, controlled all of the ghouls that was here, and he started augmenting the runes with live sacrifices and infusing it with more magic to try and create a very powerful type of undead. He was like months away from doing this, and he needed to kill like the entire village. He dominated the warden. The warden would send people out on patrol and just send them here to die, which is what they were doing as well.
Man, what a con.
Yeah, dude, the warden like hates himself, but he can't stop because he's dominated.
What happens if we never traveled to this town? Like, would they eventually...
If you guys just choose not to come here, they'll just all be dead by book 4. The ritual, like the runes and stuff, have cursed the area. Anyone that lives within like 5 miles of this place, which is only those aquatic elves, just slowly dies. They just like take constitution and strength damage every day. It can be healed and restored with magic, but if they live here, they get weaker every day they live here until they die.
Yeah. They just eventually will.
So they'll just eventually die. But now that that's destroyed, the sickness is gone. It's like they all rolled natural 20s on their fortitude saves this morning, so they all start healing that ability damage finally.
So they owe us a lot, then.
They've already given you all of their treasures for saving the people last time. This is a town of like 100 fishermen.
But we want their support.
You also, for what it's worth, have all of the loot of their, quote, best warriors who were sent here to fight in Aboleth and died, and put all their gear in a pile, which you now have.
We're making out like bandits.
The elves and PCs alike immediately notice the loss of the oppressive Paul. It's unlikely that you'll be able to achieve this without defeating or driving off the Aboleth, but otherwise, Minthro's defeat is largely incidental to this goal. Oh yeah, also the guy's super fucking cheeky. He named the aquatic elf after himself. That little aquatic elf ghost, that's just his name. But yeah, you guys successfully, save the elves. You can come back and rest. They'll restrain you. There's like a level 1 cleric that can cast protection from evil the next day. You have a compelling desire to like sit in the corner, Garm, because that was your command. And Seishi's command was to sit down. So like you don't try to go back into the water for the next 16 days. You just periodically want to sit down really badly. So you can get this removed permanently with various spells that Garm can research, and we can deal with that bookkeeping shit next time. Once that bookkeeping shit is dealt with, however you handle it, the Elven Elder, we'll just kind of finish up the story here so you don't have to worry about it too much next time, because it is 3 o'clock. Athannah here. She seems revitalized upon your return. She's like very happy to see you. She's standing, she's walking around. Oh, the heroes, you were successful. Tell me what happened. And then like Tommy talks about soloing a fucking Aboleth. And she's like, oh,
Tommy the angler.
You are the mightiest warrior I have met in over 500 years on this planet. And I can think of no one better to take our people's greatest treasure. And she will go back into her room and she will return with a belt. She will give you a belt of physical might +2. It gives you +2 to dexterity and +2 to constitution. This one can give +2 to strength and +2 to constitution instead, as you're the hero.
Yeah.
So she'll give you a +2 strength and con belt.
So I can sell my belt now.
It's got a big fucking it's got a kraken stitched into the leatherwork, so like there's tentacles going all the way around it, and then it's got like a big fucking seashell clasp made out of like bronze that holds it together.
All right, so I'll put it on immediately and put my belt in my bag, and then I'll be like, one of those old cowboys, with the big belt buckles. I'll have both my hands like in my belt.
Hell yeah!
Just like
you could give your other belt to Buddy or whatever as well, because he doesn't have one. Oh, he has a con one.
I have a con belt.
Yeah.
So I sell my strength one.
Yeah. So you can sell that when you get to town, but mechanically, just go ahead and increase your constitution by 2 and note that you have that.
Yep.
And I'll actually help you out because I'll pull it up in the inventory here and give it to you. But yeah, beyond that, you guys have successfully saved the small elven town of Askai. You've battled and survived an Aboleth, which is basically succeeding a combat against an Aboleth because they're fucking horrifying. That thing has like all of that illusion shit is at will. and then it can just dominate monster from being an aboleth, and then it also had necromancer levels.
So do I add 7 hit points, or do I add them going forward?
No, permanently, you have 7 more hit points.
Oh, okay, damn.
And you guys are about halfway to leveling up. After you do the stuff in Vyre, you guys will be level 8. But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to do? Like any little things? We can do all the bookkeeping stuff next time. But yeah, any questions for like any of the townsfolk or any story-related stuff you want to find out?
Our whole point of going to that town was we wanted to get an ally.
Correct.
Like, use them. Have we discussed that yet?
So you can certainly chat with them now that they're kind of more robust. She'll be like, it will take our village some time to get a batch of warriors ready, but after what you did for us, whatever we can help with, you have our alliance, and they will happily, without needing to make any skill checks, become like allies of the Ardent Crows in your rebellion against Kintargo. Like, they're indebted to you as you explain like how the magic was and everything, and how the Elder will realize that if you guys hadn't even shown up, they would have just died. Like, so you guys are definitely heroes. Your names will be legend in this town.
So do these people have like basic equipment to have warriors anymore, or is all their equipment gone?
So they've lost a dozen people. There's about 100 still, and like probably half of those are fighting age. More importantly, just like the small squad you have, plus the reserves that you have here, they're going to be able to help you with like waterways and things like that. Be able to track the movements of enemy ships. They're not really going to be like combatants. They're more like infiltrators.
What I was thinking is that because they gave me the belt, is I can give them my old belt, and that they could sell, so they have resources to do stuff that we need.
If you offer that back to them, they'll be like, "Please, you've already done too much."
My +2 strength belt, not the mighty belt.
Oh yeah, I know. They'll be like, "You've done too much. Please keep that."
Okay. Because I was just trying to outfit, I don't want to say slaves, but servants.
They're our compatriots.
Yeah, here it is. According to Laria Longroad, when she broke down everything and gave you those dossiers, I also imagine that you like memorized the stuff on the dossiers and didn't bring them with you.
Oh yeah, we are.
Because it's got like documents.
Fancy.
I don't know. But anyway, she says that securing an alliance with the aquatic elves of a remote village like this one would be a significant asset in defending Kintargo from naval responses from Cheliax. So they're mostly going to be like working with Captain Sargaeta and things like that. Doing
Putting
aquatic
out breach
stuff.
Charges.
Basically, this is your
Caerrat.
last aquatic fight. Let's put it that way.
Thank God.
Jesus.
Thank God. It cost us 3,000 gold to have this fight, and only one of us got to make attack rolls.
Right? Dude, if you had failed that first one, there's an outcome for where the entire party has dominated Garm in that combat.
Yeah, I believe it. And that was pretty close to what happened.
Yeah. But yeah, we will end there for the day, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.
Bye.